All right, let's get to Trump's classified documents.
Search of Mar-a-Lago, the New York Times reporting that former President Trump had more than 300.
Yeah, my girlfriend says you're too much of a bro. I am. I know, but that is appealing to a lot of like otherwise reactionary people on the internet. My bro aesthetic makes me unappealing to a lot of people who don't like that, but it makes me appealing to the right audience. I'm not trying to fucking change your mind if you're already like kind of woke, okay? I don't care. If you're already like a rad femme or a rad lib, this is not for you, okay? You can be in here and have fun. I will yell at you if you try to, change your, if you try to change the stream of content, okay? As a reform bro, you're the only other leftist bro content I can find. Yeah. Like, extremely woke people that are like especially fucking annoying and constantly find faults with everything. This is not for you anyway. You know what I mean? I feel like you have a non-threatening himbo bro vibe, but it's appealing to people who aren't already on the left and also aren't radically chronically online Twitter users. Yes.
Classified documents on the premises after he left office. Our senior national correspondent Terry Moran has more. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Michael. Those documents among the most highly classified secrets in the U.S. government, some of them, and we are learning more about the scope and magnitude of how many Donald Trump took home with him. The FBI has been concerned about how they've been handled and about how truthful Trump has been about what he's got. This morning, the New York Times is reporting that more than 300 classified documents have been retrieved from Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence, including documents from the CIA, National Security Agency, and FBI on a variety of topics of national security interests. Concern over those 300 documents triggered the criminal investigation still in its early stages, probing whether Trump and his aides may have mishandled material, refused to turn it over, or even lied about it. And Democrats are asking questions about how those documents were stored at Mar-a-Lago.
300 pages, just, a basement stairway away in an open.
I sometimes feel like ABC and like liberal media put on Eric Swalwell to like antagonize the Republicans. Because like, why is Eric Swalwell talking about espionage in the intelligence community when you know the easiest way to fucking turn around and say and defeat this argument is by being like, oh yeah, Eric Swalwell is talking about classified documents. Well, he fucked the Chinese spy. Boom. You know what I mean? Because Swalwell sits on intel, doesn't matter. What are there no other fucking people that you can bring on? No, you're literally bringing the one guy who fucked the Chinese spy, bro.
Beach house is not where you would want that information.
Since last year, the National Archives has been seeking documents Trump took when he departed the White House. Under U.S. law, they remain government property. The Times is reporting that Trump himself went through those boxes in late 2021 and resisted calls to turn over what was at Mar-a-Lago, telling advisors they're mine, but they're not his. Initially, Trump turned over 15 boxes in January, but the FBI believed he had more, issuing a subpoena for them in May. Even after a June meeting where a Trump lawyer said in a statement that all documents were turned over, the FBI still believed Trump had more, prompting the search warrant this month and the recovery of 26 more boxes. Republicans are demanding the Justice Department's justification for the search.
If you're going to turn to the former president and Mar-a-Lago, they want to make certain that this is to the highest level. There's an imminent national security threat.
In federal court...
I feel like the media is dragging this shit out for content. Yes, bro, because otherwise it's very boring right now. There is not a lot of shit popping off. You got it. You nailed it. That is straight up the reason why it's happening. The media is 100%, without a doubt, fucking stretching this while they await further information. Nice new TikTok. Wait, what the fuck did we post? Did we post a new TikTok?
On Monday, Trump filed to halt the Justice Department's review of the material seized in the search, requesting a special master. That's an outside individual appointed by the court to do so instead. Trump also demanded that the documents be returned, claiming executive privilege. But as a former president, Trump's claim of privilege is thin. The documents belong to the National Archives. Previous presidents have taken home material that subsequently was retrieved by the government after negotiations. In this case, negotiations have been going on for months. They had not reached any satisfactory conclusion. And because of those classified materials, the FBI decided that they had to move. Michael?
And Terry, what about the deadline the DOJ is facing to propose redaction to the affidavit behind the Mar-a-Lago search?
That comes on Thursday, Michael. The Department of Justice will propose redactions. They'll black out what they think should be kept sealed, kept secret from the public in that affidavit that was used to justify the Mar-a-Lago search. The judge in this case has said that he'll look at that. He's inclined to try to find something that the public can hear about. But he also says this case may be so sensitive, the investigation at such an early stage, that there may be no meaningful disclosure at the end of the day at all. Michael?
Seems like it's far from over. Thank you so much, Terry.
DeSantis, we have been the vocal point of freedom. Okay, so right now, like I said, there's no new updates on the matter. We're just still looking and waiting for the affidavit. The 700 pages. It's 300 classified documents and totaling 700 pages. Okay? That's what the new information is. Why? Stop saying Chris Brown. Yeah, I looked at his story. He looked at like a sinkhole in Chile or something, and he posted like a random conspiracy TikTok. Bro, DeSantis is so boring. He can never be Trump. I think the Chapo boys, I was listening to their latest episode, had some pretty solid analysis on the matter. It was Matt and Will. And they were talking about DeSantis. And DeSantis wants to be Cardi so bad. Okay? Straight up. He wants to be Cardi. He does. I mean, that's not what the Chapo boy said. That's my spin on it. Okay? And he's not Cardi. He's not Cardi. He can never be Cardi. And yeah, bitch is a baby. Okay? He is trying. Anytime like there's something in the culture war consciousness, DeSantis throws his hat in the fucking ring as the governor, right? And he's like, me. Talk about me. Talk about me. Ron DeSantis, are trans people under attack? Okay. In Florida, I made it legal to beat trans people. Okay. Please talk about me. And then the media like covers him a little bit. Okay. Oh, are people hating on Disney? Okay. I'll attack Disney. And basically, Basically, what is going on is in a desperate attempt. Like he's been able to get a little bit of fucking clout, but ultimately he doesn't have Trump. He doesn't have Trump's charisma, his genuine charisma. Okay, and he's too much of a political demon. Ultimately, he doesn't. Yeah, he's just riding the wave. He's not real vamp. Okay, he's not about that vamp lifestyle. He is not a real vamp. He is not Cardi. He's just trying to be. Okay. He's just riding the wave. He doesn't make his own shit. Exactly. Feel me? He's ugly as hell, too. He's not a cutie like Trump, on God. It's also true. Yes. Wait, what? At this point, I believe this is performance art. The Oz campaign on Fetterman. If he had ever eaten a vegetable in his life, he wouldn't have had a stroke. Bro, tell me you don't understand the fucking audience you're targeting. Without saying it. Dr. Oz, are you trying to come across like the most annoying fucking liberal? Like, what the fuck? This is so bad. It literally feels like Hillary Clinton would say this. You need to add her for the clout? No, I don't want Hillary to know. I'm subtweeting her. Oz being like, man, people in rural Pennsylvania are going to love my vegetable diss. Why is he just trying to fucking, is this like, I actually don't understand what is going on here. I feel like at this point, like Dr. Oz is like, is he actually just doing a fifth column style infiltration of the Republican side of politics to make sure that to make sure that there is a Democrat senator in Pennsylvania? Is that what's going on? Is he throwing on purpose? And then every night, the funniest part about the Dr. Oz, John Fetterman thing is that every night Sean Hannity has to try and defend Dr. Oz, which makes it really funny because, like, he is so bad. He's like Alex Jones on trial for defamation. Dr. Oz cannot stop himself from looking like the half-a-billionaire television doctor that he is. Every step of the way, he just lives and breathes elitism, okay? So much so that Tucker won't even defend him. Even Tucker Carlson's fucking making fun of Dr. Oz. Meanwhile, Sean Hannity has to fucking stand up there and be like, oh, man, yeah, that John Fetterman guy, he really sucks, huh?
Whether I pick words that are not conventional ones or not are irrelevant to the bigger challenges that we're facing in the Commonwealth in Pennsylvania. I'm here at Robinson Fans. We're just outside of Pittsburgh. Tricia is the president of the company. Her family started this generations ago, and they make these massive fans that they use to clear out facilities. And you've seen them, but you never knew where they came from. And whether I pick words that are not conventional ones or not are irrelevant to
Pennsylvania GOP Senator nominee Dr. Oz's defense calling a veggie trade coup d'etat, claiming whether he uses conventional words or not is irrelevant, and then pivots to talking about a company that manufactures big fans. It's so good. Man has so little fans, he had to go to the fan factory. Yeah, he is like... I just don't motherfucker acting like there aren't bell peppers on a Philly cheesesteak. Yeah. The most vegetable a Philadelphia man ever has is that when they encounter bell peppers on the cheesesteak. Shouldn't he be wearing a sinister chef's hat and hunting down the Care Bears of strawberry shortcake or some shit? Look, Fetterman is Ben Shapiro on Fetterman. That's great. Fetterman is like a perfect candidate in many ways. He's tall. He's strong. He lived in fucking Braddock for many, many years when he was the mayor. He truly seems like he cares. Something that you don't really see in a lot of politicians is that genuine interest in the people that he's supposed to represent, a genuine interest in his constituents. John Fetterman is, by some stroke of luck, also like very intelligent too. So he was like smart enough to like kind of get like more prominence, you know what I mean, within the Democratic Party without really rocking the boat too hard. And the Republicans basically put someone that is the anti-Fetterman. Like, and it kind of like got out of their hands. Like I don't know if they got too comfortable. I don't know if they thought they could like ride the wave, like the pro-Republican attitude and the pro-Republican wave before the Roe v. Wade decision. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking, allowing someone like Dr. Oz, which Trump endorsed, to run in Pennsylvania Senate. Because he is the exact opposite. Yeah, it is literally Shrek versus Farquaad. Exactly. Like, Dr. Oz is so out of touch, not even from fucking Pennsylvania, which is hilarious. Faked being from Pennsylvania, which is understandable. I mean, Pennsylvania kind of dog shit. Sorry. But then again, he's from New Jersey, which is like even worse. So I don't even, there's no salvaging Dr. Oz. Okay. Just all I'm saying. It's so good. Republicans have been so dumb with their Senate nominees. Dr. Oz, Blake Masters, Herschel Walker, not bullying Chris Sununu, popular governor, into running in New Hampshire. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Like, I mean, Blake Masters could still... We'll see what happens with Blake Masters. But you just straight up have like the most elitist out of touch guy go against like the most salt of the earth looking big boy that Pennsylvanians can understand is really like them, is from, it has their best interests at heart, is from a similar background. You know what I mean? Like you are not doing a good enough job separating John Fetterman from Pennsylvania and like, you know, washing him with the stink of the Democratic Party, the elitist, institutionalist Democrats. You know what I mean? They're not doing a good enough job being like, he's just like Nancy Pelosi for real, which is what they should be doing, which is what they usually do. That's like the number one way to fucking destroy someone's candidate is by being like, look at his proximity to Nancy Pelosi. Okay? And the irony there is they keep fucking pointing at like Bernie Sanders and they're like, oh, John Fetterman is just like Bernie. I'm like, you fucking idiot. Bernie Sanders, the most popular politician in the fucking country. Obviously, I mean, it's good. It's good that they're doing that. But that's a throw. That's literally a fucking throw. When you are like, if you're a Republican, marketing guy and you're constantly trying to associate John Fetterman with Bernie Sanders, you're a fucking idiot. Especially with like out of touch apolitical people, like they love Bernie Sanders. Wait, what? I still don't understand why you have to shit on Pennsylvania at every chance you get. It's starting to feel like Ohio. Yes, Western Pennsylvania, aka Pennsyltucky, is Ohio. They want to be Ohio so bad. Ron DeSantis wants to be Cardi. Okay, wants to be Trump. Western Pennsylvania wants to be Ohio. So yes, it's true.
To introduce you to John Fetterman. John Fetterman is the Democrats' Pennsylvania Senate candidate for the open seat left by Republican Pat Toomey. Right now, he is leading his race against Dr. Mehmet Oz. Now, you might wonder why John Fetterman is leading that race. After all, he doesn't truly have the makings of a traditionally successful candidate. For example, John Fetterman is really weird looking. He's 6'8". He's bald as an egg. He's tattooed and goateed. If you slap some bolts on his neck, he's a dead ringer for Peter Boyle playing Frankenstein's monster. And John Fetterman isn't exactly the picture.
Yeah, he's really tall and scary looking. And I don't like that as a fucking manlet. Oh, thanks, Ben. Except like, you know, he looks cool. He looks like a fucking wrestler, dude. That's what we should be doing, honestly. Like, and when I say the royal we, like if the Democratic Party or leftists in general want to win, they need to find like wrestlers, radicalize them, and have a bunch of Jesse Venturas running around.
Of health. He suffered a debilitating stroke just a few months ago. It was a stroke so severe, it left him off the campaign trail, utterly unable to deliver a speech even.
Yeah, guess what, dude? He's even stronger than ever before, okay? That stroke, he fucking made him stronger, just like Bernie, baby.
Now, watch.
If you come out and step with us, we will be able to stand with you in D.C. And let's get some stuff done for America.
Then there's the problem of John Fetterman's actual political.
Damn, he's a fucking clip chimping this dude. Holy fuck. He's a big boy, dude. He's a big boy. Chill.
Program. He's not a Pennsylvania moderate. He's a Bernie Sanders socialist. In 2016, he actually endorsed Bernie. In 2016, Fetterman.
Yes. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. Yes. Talk about how Bernie Sanders loves him. Ooh, I love that. What a good line of attack. Please keep it coming.
Fetterman signed a pledge to support the so-called Keep It in the Ground Act, which was designed to ban new oil, gas, and coal leasing on federal lands. He's pushed repeatedly for pardons or commutations for violent felons. He said Pennsylvania could release 1/3 of its inmates and be just as safe. He supports sanctuary cities. He backed Philadelphia's insanely pro-crime DA, Larry Krasner. It seems that Fetterman is very much in favor of loose treatment of crime. Unless, he personally sees a black man running after hearing shots fired near his home. In 2013, Fetterman...
Wait. Okay, I'm sorry. he's not going to literally, as a conservative commentator, say that he chased after a black man with a shotgun, right? Wait, what? Ben, do you know who your audience is? Like, do you want them to fucking vote? Dude, you're racist, Ben. Your audience is racist. If you're going to try to portray him as racist, like, remember wait, what? That's literally something that you never hear from conservatives, by the way. Conservatives don't bring that up on purpose because they're like, we don't want Western Pennsylvania to be like, oh shit, he chased after a black guy with a shotgun. I'm voting for that fucking guy. What is he doing? Dude, you can't do that. You can't attack him from the left, you fucking idiot. Also, the hilarious part about the black jogger that he chased after was that dude endorsed him. Yeah, there's that part of it too. Like, he was like, yeah, it was a misunderstanding. That dude who he chased after fucking endorsed him. Which is hilarious.
And according to the New York Times, quote, used his shotgun to stop an unarmed black jogger and detain him, telling the police that he had heard shots fired near his home and spotted the man running. Well, you know, if you're a Democrat and you hear
he chased the guy because he saw him running from a place where a gunshot just was, not because he was black anyway. I know, but it doesn't matter because, like, that still is, like, relatively reactionary. Like, people could say that that's, like, fucked up or whatever. But ultimately, the dude literally, like, it seems like a fucking joke. Like, you know what I mean? You chase after someone with a fucking shotgun. Of course, didn't shoot him or anything. And then that person turns around and is like, thank you for chasing me with a shotgun. Also, I endorse you for your lieutenant governorship position.
Shots and you see a black man running, grab your gun. Fetterman actually chased the man in his pickup truck and held him at gunpoint until the cops arrived. He then defended his actions.
And it turns out that man was just an innocent jogger.
I believe I did the right thing, but I may have broken the law during the course of it, and I'm certainly not above the law.
Felons on the loose.
Wait, bro, dude, what are you doing? You're a conservative. Wait, I feel like, what are people saying? If you feel bad about yourself, just remember Fetterman lived with his parents until the mid-40s. Brother, you are a random YouTube commenter. You probably live with your fucking parents too. Thank you for telling the truth about this candidate. We don't need him representing us. Thank you for exposing the truth about this awful candidate. Bots, all of them. My grandma said that she has friends who live in the same area as Fetterman did. It wasn't a great place to live when he was a kid, and it isn't good now. He didn't clean up his community, so what makes you think he'll clean up the state and county? This is one of Ben's best hit pieces. I live in the community where he's mayor, and he was once detained by the police for fighting with a homeowner whose house was on fire. He liked to show up in his truck or whatever incidents were going on in the area, and the city he was the mayor of never got any better. Wait, what? It doesn't matter how awful the candidate is as long as there's a D standing next to their name. Brother, that's you, but for fucking odds.
For the vigilante justice, for me. And that's not the only area where Fetterman is a hypocrite. When he was lieutenant.
Bro, literally, the dude rides so fucking hard. I literally live where he was the governor, and everyone loved him. He's awesome, and his tattoos are every day. Wait, his tattoos are every day while he was the mayor and lost someone to gun violence? Yeah, I know. He literally got tatted up for every fucking victim of gun violence.
Governor of Pennsylvania, he took a vacation to the Jersey Shore, security team in tow, all while telling Americans to continue locking down. So, what makes John Fetterman such an exceptional candidate, according to the media? He's authentic, don't you know? Authentic, you see, means you wear Dickies and your aides tweet snarky things about your opponents.
Wait, what? Yeah, like, first of all, There's a difference between John Fetterman, who does wear like Dickies and shorts and fucking and massive Carhartt sweatshirts all the fucking time, even in the winter, versus every Republican that does that. Republicans are literally like making $700,000 a year at like, I don't know, some fucking DC consulting firm or whatever, or some financial institution. And then they come down like Kelly Loeffler. They come down to fucking Georgia and they're like, look at me. I'm just as racist as you are, right? You fucking honkies. Look at me. I'm wearing a denim vest. Come on, vote for me. I'll be just as racist as you want me to be. And then that is someone wearing a skin. Okay. Whereas John Fetterman is like authentically wearing the fucking Carhartt. He is the type of dude who just straight up is that person. You know what I mean?
First of all, according to the media, authentic means you are radically unsuccessful. You're a giant loser, like a giant who is a loser and also a giant loser. You see, if you're a person who did well in the private sector, this means you are inauthentic. You play.
Yes. Oh, dude. Oh, I love this. This is old school conservatism. It's back, boys. Finally. None of this fucking dumb right-wing populist bullshit of like, championing working class rights. Just straight up elitist stuff. This is how the Tories operate in England. Okay. And that's kind of changing a little bit over the course of like the past couple of years, where you see like Boris Johnson and stuff like act like they are championing working class issues and working class problems when they're not. But this is classic conservatism. This is how it works. Normally, conservatives would just straight up be like, before the last wave of like right-wing populism, the based right-wing populism, this is how conservatives used to be. If you're poor, you deserve to be poor. If you're poor, it's because you didn't work hard enough. Anne bana bir tane çatal verir misin? Bir de çatal verir misin ne olur? Ne oldu? My food came in. This is old school conservatism, okay? Shitting on the poor, saying that they deserve to be poor, or because of like some moral reason. That's why they're fucking poor, you know? And they deserve to be that way. Like poverty is both a choice and also an immoral position to be in. That is old school conservatism. And Ben Shapiro constantly shitting on fucking John Fetterman and being like he's a broke boy is actually really good. That's good. Good for if you want someone to win. Because liberals are elitist fucking shitheads, right? And Republicans nailed. Republicans absolutely fucking nailed Democrats to the wall by being like they're fake. They act like they champion the working class, but they don't. Okay? They don't actually do that. And they got them. They got them good. But for some fucking weird reason, now they're going back to their old roots of being like out of touch. And advocating for the rich. I love that.
Played by the rules. You're a conformist tool of the man. To be a true rebel, you have to show you're actually a giant loser and that you've never done a thing of actual economic value for any other human being. You have to leech off your parents while in public service. You have to be a professional, useless person. Because, you see, that's what John Fetterman is and was. Fetterman acted as the full-time mayor of Braddock, Pennsylvania from 2006 to 2019, which sounds like a major job until you realize Braddock is a town of less than 2,000 people. So you wouldn't really expect that position to be like a full-time job or to pay well. And, it doesn't. The salary, according to Breitbart, was $1,800 a year. So how did Lurch actually support himself? Well, the answer is he didn't. In 2013, as Breitbart reports, he paid his sister $1 for a loft she bought for $70,000. In 2015, his parents gave him $54,000 in increments under $14,000. The better not to pay the taxes he loves for everybody else. In 2016,
bro, that's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, hold up. Wait, why is that a problem? Didn't these guys always used to say Trump only got $1 for being president? He didn't even pay himself. Now he's literally saying that like this dude wasn't even doing it for the money. He was a mayor of a town, like specifically not for the money. I cannot stress this enough. I cannot stress to you how little John Fetterman cared about money in that mayoral position. Look at how bad he is. What kind of argument is this? And then to shit on people living with their families at a time when like intergenerational home ownership or intergenerational not home ownership, intergenerational homes, multi-generational homes, are growing as a consequence of the housing market being fucking dog shit. You are straight up literally cutting agitprop for for Democrats in this circumstance. Wow, look at how uncorrupt John Fetterman was. Look at how authentic he was for becoming mayor of a town where he didn't even make any fucking money and also literally barely made ends meet and lived with his family like many of you do still because you cannot afford fucking rent. That's awesome.
Fetterman's dad donated $100,000 to a single candidate super PAC backing his Senate candidacy. So, John Fetterman lived off his parents, like a good socialist would, until he was 46 years old. His response to this fact? He says Mehmet Oz is very bad, because you see, Mehmet Oz has earned a lot of money in the private sector. Mehmet Oz is an ultra-millionaire, responded Fetterman's campaign communications director, Joe Calvello. Because you see, according to the Democratic Party and its favorite candidates, earning money is really, really bad. You have to be a career useless person. In fact, most Democratic politicians of major stock are career useless people. Barack Obama spent the vast majority of his career working as a community organizer, or in academia, or as a politician. Nancy Pelosi has spent her entire
Another incredibly popular, like literally, as much as I shit on Barack Obama, another incredibly popular politician, like what the fuck? What are you doing? Are you trying to make him win? Like what is going on? Like he literally said John Fetterman chased after a black person with a shotgun, which is already like in a Republican circle, that is straight up like, are you trying to help him win? But then he tied him to Bernie Sanders, which is already like currently the most popular active politician in America. And then he tied him back to like, oh man, they're useless, like Barack Obama. What's next, bro? Are you going to be like, yeah, he was just like Jesus. He hangs out with sex workers just like Jesus, who is bad.
Very long life in politics, never earning a private sector paycheck. She is now 82. Bernie Sanders was a deadbeat dad who spent his young adult life as a nearly unemployable derelict, spouting Marx to people. He was actually so irritating and such a derelict that he was kicked off a commune for failure to work after 3 days of visiting it. Finally, at the age of 40, Bernie finally got his shot when he won a mayoral election in Burlington, Vermont. He's been on the government dime ever since. He is now 80. Joe Biden also has essentially spent his entire work life on the tax.
But also he's a hypocrite because he owned 3 houses. And also because he made money selling a book. Like, to complete the Republican trifecta, you got to hit him with a Ronald Reagan or something. Like, he's going to be like, he's just like Ronald Reagan, who is bad now.
Tax paradigm beginning at the age of 27. He is now 79. These are not outliers. According to economists Stephen Moore and John Decker, 62% of Biden appointees who deal directly with business have virtually no business experience. Their average business experience overall, 2.4 years. Meanwhile, we are told that Donald Trump is
What are these? This is pretty funny. What the fuck is what is the politics side of this? I don't what? I have no idea where these facts are coming from. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know. I think Republicans are forgetting small business owners aren't the only voters. Yeah.
tax cheat and a villain. Mitt Romney is evil because he used to fire people. You see, the real sin in the land of Democrats.
Wait, what? Yeah, it is. He is evil for that, Ben. The fuck are you talking about? Hey, dog, I know you probably think like a lot of people are hopeful small business owners, entrepreneurs and shit in your audience, but those motherfuckers don't actually vote. If you want motherfuckers to vote, you're cutting not a very good ad right now. You're cutting a very good ad for John Fetterman. Yeah, Mitt Romney, literally one of the most unpopular fucking Republicans, dude. Why are you defending Mitt Romney? I'm getting upset at how bad he is right now at doing his fucking job. Straight up, the Republican Party want to execute him, okay? The Republicans want to kill Mitt Romney, and you're over here being like, Mitt Romney was really good because he fired a lot of people. What is happening? I could do a better job than this.
Democrats is earning money by actually creating value. It's a point of pride to be a useless human being. Here's Pete Buttigieg bragging about his lack of ability to create value for other human beings during the 2020 Democratic debate.
I never thought I'd be on a Forbes magazine list, but they did one of all the candidates by wealth, and I am literally the least wealthy person on this stage.
You see, he's bragging about being poor, bragging about it. As it turns out, the Democratic aversion to wealth only lasts as long as you're working in the private sector. If you get rich while you're in the government, that's totally cool. Nancy Pelosi has earned somewhere between 89.
Finally. Okay, good. That's good. That's good commentary. You're right. It is fucking disgusting that politicians come in and they're like, "Oh, I'm the least wealthy on stage. I'm closer to you as a person." And then they fucking get fat contracts for their family members or do insider trading with privileged information that or insider information that the average person does not have access to. That's good. That's right. That's what you're supposed to do. John Fetterman doesn't do that, but because you kind of admitted that he didn't have a lot of money while he was the mayor. But, it's probably better. Every moment that you spend trying to link Nancy Pelosi back to John Fetterman is a good moment. It's also a moment where I forget the top of the hour ad break. You know what I mean? Every moment that I'm watching this video is a moment I'm forgetting the top of the hour ad break. Now, if you no longer want to see those ads, obviously all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get one free Prime subscription a month. Okay. So there's that. Use it on your favorite broadcaster. Hopefully that's me. You can also get gifted a sub. If you're lucky, here's the 1 minute ad break now.
$9,500 and $223,500 annually during her tenure in Congress. She is now worth north of $100 million. Kind of weird. Barack Obama wasn't wealthy before his presidency, but he's sure raking it in now. Some estimates put his net worth at $70 million. Joe Biden is worth $8 million while working on a government salary. It turns out that public service is sometimes private service, too. So, what does all...
Wait. Yeah. Virtually every single fucking politician makes a killing, including all the Republicans. They all do it. But you said that John Fetterman didn't do that, and that's why he's a broke boy, so pick one. Are you saying he's a fucking broke boy because he's too stupid not to get bribes? Or are you saying that all these other politicians, you can't simultaneously call him a fucking broke boy and then turn around and be like, but all these other politicians are rich from being politicians?
All of this mean? It means that people who claim that they live lives like you simply don't. They don't earn money for their families. They take money from you to pay their salaries. They don't create...
Okay, but this literally does not fucking pertain to John Fetterman, as you openly admitted in your fucking opening salvo where you said he's a fucking broke boy. Thank you to the anonymous user who gifted 25 gifted subs, by the way.
Create jobs. They've never created jobs. They experiment with your business and your job. And they do this because, according to the left, they are morally superior. In fact, the very fact that they don't work in the private sector makes them superior. Their career uselessness is a sign of moral rectitude. You working your job is just proof they should boss you around. Which brings us back to John Fetterman. John Fetterman is truly authentic, according to the left, because you have to be freed from the bonds of capitalism to find yourself. The fact that you've been economic deadweight for your entire adult life, that's what makes you most valuable to the world, because the system is bad, and earning money in that system is bad. And who would know that better than a career loser? So vote for John Fetterman, because after all, somebody has to keep feeding the poor guy.
Oh my God, he openly, once again, admitted that John Fetterman is broke. That's pretty funny. Like, he just cut so much. He cut so much fucking shit. Saying politicians get fucking rich off of doing politics, and then said John Fetterman is broke. Trying to speculate that John Fetterman will do the same thing as Nancy Pelosi when he gets into Congress. All right. Speaking of people that are uncorruptible and incredible, let's take a look at this.
Okay, here we go.
Trigger warning. Hillary and Chelsea Clinton.
We're hitting the road to shine a light on women who inspire us to be bolder and braver.
Leadership doesn't look one way. It's a giant rainbow.
You're not gonna break me down. You'll get worn out before I do.
Women.
Okay, that's stay away from her! Hillary! Stay away from her! You stay the fuck away from her! No! Stay away from Megan!
Not before I do.
Women who push us outside our comfort zone.
You got this.
And make us laugh.
I'm in deep Georgia, and they might have never met a Muslim.
Or they don't know they have.
Or they don't know they have because we walk among you.
You have a marriage that has been on public display since the beginning. You said the gutsiest thing you ever did was stay in your marriage. That doesn't mean that's right for everybody.
To throw someone's life away when people really do make changes. I just believe in second chances.
My mother needed rehabilitation, not prison.
Your survival is your power.
Someone say to me, you're not good enough because you have melanin. How dare you?
I have a master's in whites. I just want whites to get a GED in blacks.
Every single person makes some impact on the.
Bro, they literally saw This Is Our Fight song and were like, let's turn this into a docu-series. Didn't Hillary coin the term super predator? No, she just used it a lot. Bro, if this comes out before the midterms, Democrats are going to lose, man. Don't do this. Hillary Clinton is literally fucking suicide bombing the Democrats' chances of winning right now, specifically because she's no longer in the public eye, and that upsets her.
Planet every single day. We can choose what sort of difference we make.
Speak truth to power.
Here's the thing, like, I've never, you just hate powerful women, of course. For me, I've just never seen content that is so completely against everything that I would enjoy watching. Like, I don't know if it's because I'm misogynistic or I don't know what it is. Probably a lot of people will look at this and go, you are misogynistic. Like I despise Hillary Clinton. I don't like Chelsea Clinton, who, of course, had Ghislaine Maxwell prominently featured at her fucking wedding. Okay, I don't like the Clintons in general. They are awful. And on top of that, like, them fucking going around the country and like talking to other people that actually do create great stuff and maybe make great content, like Megan Thee Stallion. Like, it's more for the Clintons and their branding than anything else. Like, this entire operation reeks of like public image crafting for Hillary Clinton and the Clintons in general than anything else. Like, it doesn't seem like it's been it's content made for anyone else other than them. But also on top of that, like, it just feels so fucking boring. Like, what are they doing? What are they talking about? Like, oh man, we did it. Like, I don't know. Yes, Yeah, like I and cliche. I also don't really get it. Like, I don't understand who's this. Like, what is the content that you get out of this? Like, what are you getting out of this? Like, is this genuinely an entertaining situation? I mean, I guess like it's like these are all powerful. This will win an Emmy and won't deserve it. Yeah, of course. But I guess like the point is you're going to like women who've like fucked shit up. You know what I mean? Accomplished incredible things. And like covering their story, but it's like I feel like anyone else could have done that instead of Hillary Clinton. You know what I mean? Probably because it's so girl bossy. Yeah, it is. I mean, it basically is that. Same audience as Obama plus Springsteen podcast, but women. Yeah, but there is no real audience for that. There's not enough people that care. You know what I mean? Have you, I don't know if you've seen this. Yeah, I did. I love when a fucking soy jack blue checkmark media guy, looks at like a gruesome fucking job. Okay. And then says, why aren't we encouraging our girls to pursue jobs like this? We need true equality. And then like turns it into like some gender conversation, which by the way, friend of the show, I don't even know if he might be in here right now. Intelligent had a really good retort to this. A really good reaction to this. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it. And I'll hype that up. Misogyny pops the fuck off so hard. Yeah, here. It says, spend a night in critical care, which is dominated by women, you journalist bitch. I mean, straight up. It's like, dude, you're a fucking blue check mark. Shut the fuck up. Opinion completely null and void. Okay. 2, like there are plenty of places where like women are doing gruesome fucking jobs and no one else wants to either. For the demographic of women that still buy RBG bobbleheads and have RBG air fresheners hanging from the rear view mirrors. Yeah, I mean, I shouldn't be. Yeah, I mean, that was my immediate take, too. Guy who posts online for a living. Men have become soy because they don't do real labor anymore. Yeah. I find it really funny when guys like that say that. Anyway, let's get back to this shit.
What sort of difference we make.
Speak truth to power. When I throw rocks, I'm throwing them up.
The thing is, like, half of these women are powerful women, but like not for good reason. The other half are powerful women for good reason, but they're still in the same room as Hillary fucking Clinton, who is the personification of like an elitist that has destroyed whose dynasty has like played a fundamental role in the American collapse. So it doesn't make sense.
We're going to go buy the house where we got married. This is where it all started. And the rest is history.
Cheers.
By putting down the bad things and lifting up the good things, we bring balance to the world.
You literally become one with yourself.
I'm gonna live like I've never lived before.
It's gutsy. Wait, you don't call the show's name is not gutsy. Oh my god! Wait, shut the fuck up. Did you just say you saw ContraPoints in there? Shut the fuck up. No, you're lying.
Lifting up the good things. We bring balance to the world.
You literally become one with yourself.
I'm gonna live like I've never lived before.
No. Where is it? Did I miss the... That's not true. You're just lying. Top middle. Okay, well, I like Megan Thee Stallion too, so, you know, that's crazy. Oh my God. I mean, like I said, there are cool women in this, okay? Controversy is gonna get cooked in the QRTs? Yes. 100%. I mean, this is like every why would she accept this? I mean, I don't know. It's an opportunity to be fucking interviewed and be seen by a much larger platform by you know, Hillary Clinton. So I guess at least it's not a fucking turf documentary. So there's that. Not like J.K. Rowling is anywhere near it. You know what I'm saying? Wait, bottom left it says Hassan? Yeah, right here. You'd interview Hillary Clinton if she asked, I suspect. Of course I would interview Hillary Clinton, but that would not ever happen because, you know, reasons, obvious reasons as to why, like when, for example, the White House is doing a press tour for Anthony Fauci, Biden White House, they don't want me to interview him. So they'll go after other people. Why do you think that's the case? Well, because the Biden White House is at least some level, has some level of familiarity with my commentary, and that's not something that they consider, you know, in line with their agenda. No Amaranth, Major L. Yeah. All right, here's the Elijah Schaefer video. Look at these big, sexy men, shirtless, in toxic sludge, working on rigs, looking hot. Men are doing impossible things. I don't understand. Is there no OSHA, by the way? Like, am I being a pussy? Like, I'm pretty sure you shouldn't be dressed up like this, right? No, OSHA is bullshit. There's another one of these with chains and stuff. Pretty cool. Yeah, I am a pussy. I care about the fucking nanny state. You know what I mean? But homie has a necklace on, dude. That is like a one-way ticket to fucking, you know, getting your shit pushed in, okay? What the fuck are you doing? Your necklace is going to get caught up in one of these things, okay? Why? Also, necklace? What are you, a woman? Who the fuck wears a necklace, dude? Are you gay? Are you a woman? Worse. Are you a woman? You got cowboy boots on, too? I need a real man working these goddamn rigs. No wonder oil prices are so fucking high. This is always why you should prep before bottom play. Yeah, all those lubricants are fucking cancerous, by the way. Yeah, they're all cancerous. Every single fracking cum and juice that is like all over his fucking skin, his porous skin, is just straight up cancerous. At least the other dude is wearing a hard hat. God damn, bro. Not roped in either. He don't give a fuck. He's going to be putting a drip of Skol and drinking a Coors anyway, so fuck cancer. When you get decapitated, the company doesn't have to pay for the inevitable cancer treatment bills. I mean, that's one way to do it. So These guys are literally doing nothing, though. They're making a joke video. Nothing here is necessary and all for comedic effect amongst those who know about rigs. Now, I don't know anything about fucking rigs, okay? I don't know anything about this. But, I mean, this is like a tough job. I'm not going to sit here and act like it's not. Hopefully, you know, hopefully it'll be made safer through automation, shit like that. But he ain't got oil rig carcinogens flowing through his blood. I don't want them. Yeah, it's for rig expert laughs. What do you mean, rig expert laughs? Bro, no, he's not smoking a cigarette, bro. What the fuck? Bro, these guys... Okay, now I get why it's for rig expert laughs. It's like No Country for Old Men, or was it No Country for Old Men? No, what was the one? I Drink Your Milkshake. There Will Be Blood. They were like, they saw that and they saw that as a fucking double dog dare. They were like, yeah, you know what? I will literally fucking do worse shit. Dude, I love the machines. Oh my God. It is so fucking cool. I'm sorry. There is something incredibly cool about just, even if it's like drilling the earth and shit. Oh God. So sick. Look at that. Look at that fucking thing, dude. They just pull it out. Oh. I don't even know what's going on, but the shit looks cool as fuck. They're like fucking Mother Earth. Nice. Yeah. It's definitely a type of job where if you slip up and fuck up, someone's getting maimed or killed. Yeah, of course. A lot of these jobs are super, super difficult jobs. It's just funny when like Elijah Schaffer is tweeting about it because like, you know, here, I'll just show you why it's funny. Okay, here. Here you go. Like this guy's entire job is posting on Twitter. It's not even like, I can't even say it's like media. It's just his entire job revolves around posting on Twitter. That's it. It's so funny because he's built like a League of Legends pro. You know what I mean? I've never seen a more League of Legends pro looking motherfucker than this dude. He looks like he's like a Scandinavian or yeah, he looks like a Scandinavian League pro. Like, no, he has an impossibly hot girlfriend though. You know what I'm talking about? And his name is like Svalahoven Svensson or some shit. It's crazy that the men are inserting themselves in this video. Be like, look how hard we work. No, look how hard they work. You work at State Farm. Why does every trad poster look like this? Dude, that's why. They're overcompensating. When will you understand that like 90% of conservative commentary... 90% of conservative commentary revolves around projection and overcompensation for what they lack. They desire to work at the rig, okay, but they will never do it because why the fuck would they? They get paid more money to just post. Is it true about Gutsy and you? Yes, I'm in it too. I'm prominently mentioned, yes. The argument, look at critical care, is extremely accurate, though. I can confirm that female nurses have endured the worst shit with me, while a male doctor simply occasionally drops by and hands me opioids. That's... Only STEM lords get this? What the fuck is this? Can't even click on your link, L nerd. Daff is in it too, 39 days. Okay, guys, stop making the joke, okay? It's the easiest joke to make. I feel like that two newbie roughnecks make it look easy. Is this porn for like Republicans who live with a constant, live in a constant state of guilt because they are also like working for a think tank? They're like, you know, working for the Catholicism Manhattan Foundation, and like within the think tank, all they have to do is just, they went to Yale. Their parents were like senators and shit, you know what I mean? So like they've never actually done shit like this, but they constantly are LARPing as this, you know what I mean? Is that what it is? Like they're just like, oh, fuck yeah. They're like jerking off to this and they're like, oh man, they're just like me for real, dude. Yeah. If you want primo content, the CSB's full in-depth investigations, the horrifying industrial accidents. Bro, I can't watch that. There's like TOS. There's so much fucking TOS there. Capital dropped FN Mecca. CMG has severed ties with the FN Mecca project effective immediately. We offer our deepest apologies to the black community for our insensitivity in signing this project without asking enough questions about equity and the creative process behind it. Whoa, bro, the rap music, the rap song I showed yesterday destroyed the N-word robot, dude. We thank those who have reached out to us with constructive feedback in the past couple of days. Your input was invaluable as we came to the decision to end our association with the project. God damn. They're like, we're so sorry. We accidentally signed a racist robot who says the N-word. I guess they said robots can't say the N-word, you know? What? FN Mecca, police brutality. What should I do? This guard keeps beating me with his baton because I won't snitch. I ain't no rat. Life in prison is so depressing. I wish I could get out so I could start making fire music again. All right, I have to run this again. Hold on. It has to be done.
Who said the robot can't say nigga? Who gave the AI the pass? I know the robot not black. I can tell by the way that he dance. I wonder if the AI say nigga around his friends. We cannot let robots say nigga in any form. We let robots say nigga, that's how robotic racism's born. Siri does not say nigga. Alexa does not say nigga. Why the hell does FN Mecca say nigga? That robot is not a Negro. He's made of ones and zeros. He look like a hype beast Marvel superhero. He look Chinese or Latino. And Nightmare made by Nego. Think he dressed up like Amigo, look like a limited edition bag of Doritos. That's one untasteful robot. I think he's one racist robot. I think he should go make some K-pop. How do I rob a robot? How did they program him to say that? Or did he decide to say that? No AI should say that. Robots might bring slaves back. Who made the robot racist? Who said they?
I think no robot should say that. Robots might bring slaves back. It's so good.
Robots might bring slaves back. Who made the robot racist? Who said that he could say it? Look like a Fortnite skin but basic. Look like he's subway surfing daily.
You know this shit had a team of white kids behind and the record label had no idea? I love that. I actually love this video so much. Wait, Anthony Fantano made a video about this?
Provide like a little bit of cover for anybody. Well, hi and hello, everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. Maybe you'll be doing less well after this very weird and kind of stomach-churning news. Before I get into that, let me give a quick shout out to our sponsor, good people over.
No, motherfucker, I didn't pre-watch it. That person sent a link with a fucking timestamp. Annoying.
Gotta know, 10% off your order. So as this headline says, this is the news that is making the rounds on social media. Capitol Records has signed its first AI-powered virtual rapper, FN Mecca. Seemingly, this thing has a bit of a following going and some endorsement deals as well. It's safe to say there's maybe some industry plantage going on here, especially since this thing isn't even a person. But with the signing of this AI artist, Capitol Records has also released a new single with FN Mecca, which features streamer Clicks and also Gunna. Diving deeper into this.
Wait. Clicks? Isn't that the Fortnite kid that I did the Andrew Tate content with? And Gunna? Isn't Gunna in prison? Bro, I want to fucking hang out with Gunna. Gunna literally would have avoided prison if he came on the show instead of his management saying that, like, I was too controversial, okay? Yeah, I said it. And I still fucking ride to free Slime, free YSL, free Young Thug, free Gunna, obviously, but remember, he didn't want to come on, or at least his management didn't want to come on the show, and then they collab with 100 Thieves, and guess what? 100 Thieves? They're thieves. I'm just saying. Okay. Wait, a pic of FN Mecca's creators? I don't think they can say that. Oh. I mean, there's... This is so funny. This guy knows... This guy knows what's going on and is literally there like, I'm just trying to get a paycheck. Please don't take a photo. Okay, please. Just let me fucking... Listen. Just don't... I don't want to be associated with this. Don't fucking... God damn it. He's like, listen, some people are just trying to make money, okay? Like, bro, why are you wearing a balaclava in the office? It's like, oh, because it's cool, I think it's cool. It looks cool. That's why I'm wearing it. It's not because you're filming. It's just... Not because I don't want to be associated with this project ever, and I know exactly what's going on here, and it sucks.
Yes, contract signed with Capitol Records, virtual rapper powered by AI, as it's said in this article, in this piece here, that the lyrics are mostly or partially decided by some kind of computer program, but I guess FN Mecca's vocals right now are voiced by a person. Who that person is, and if that person is always the same person on any given song, we don't really know as of right now, but I guess the lyrics are being generated by some kind of computer program. It's also said that Mecca was created.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm wearing the balaclava because it's cold in here. It has nothing to do. It has nothing to... Yeah, who typed the lyrics into the computer? Who typed the lyrics? There's only one black guy in the studio. Who typed the lyrics? What are they? Did they bring him in just to write the N-word? They were like, hey, listen, Kyle, you got to come over here, man. Yep, it's that time again. Who typed them? Oh, that's so funny. This is so dumb.
By one Mr. Anthony Martini, who is a music manager that now I guess is like, you know, the co-founder of this record label that originally signed.
So the AI rapper FN Mecca is controlled by a white guy who repeatedly gets it to say the N-word in its lyrics. How are you feeling about this, dude? Hip-hop news accounts are the last bastion of real journalism in this country, okay? It's my favorite type of content. It is my favorite, it's my favorite type of media. They are the real ones. They're the best posters, and they're the real ones. They're the only people that are doing real... They're the only people doing real journalism. Yeah, y'all rocking with this, or how are y'all feeling about this, is also opening up the conversation in a way that is not dissimilar to Philip DeFranco. Where he's like, what do you guys think? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on academics? His community is super misogynistic. Yeah, of course it is. What do you mean? No, my thoughts on academics are that he's a clown. That's not true. I love academics. Please, let's collaborate. I think he's very cool. I think he's right about Drake. And he is not the CIA. He's not the FBI. He's not a cop. And his features on gang warfare in Chicago did not greatly escalate tensions. And let's do content together, please. Okay. Let's get back to Anthony Fantano.
Mecca, but now Mecca is on Capitol Records. Mecca was co-created by this Brandon Lee dude as well. Anthony Martini I've heard of before, as he does seem to have some clout in the music industry, or has had clout in the music industry for quite some time. You can see that he looks a bit like Johnny Sins, but maybe a bit more sussy. I don't know why it sounds like it's doing like a really bad 6ix9ine or like Zillikami impersonation, or why the vocals are sounding so seemingly like stretched out in such an ugly and horrid way. Look, there's probably more that could be understood and learned about the process of how exactly FN Mecca comes together. Truth be told, though, what's most likely the case is that, yeah, there's probably just like a touch of AI involved sometimes in either the music.
No, source just post. Yeah, no, I love these. Dude, Rap TV is the best. And then the entire fucking comment section is like, better than NBA makeup boy. Young boy better, fuck you, ratio. Dude, I don't know why I don't follow Rap TV. It's like one of the greatest accounts for news. It's kind of fucked up. I should follow more of these accounts. Little TJ billboard that says I'm back has popped up in New York City. Lil Yachty turns 25 today. Hey, look, see, this is how I stay up to date with everything that's going on. Keep my ear to the ground, if you will. Y'all rocking with cocaine consumption? Bro, Rap TV's an awful account. Yeah, I know, man. That's what makes it awesome. You didn't call Boat for his birthday? I think I'm the only person that's on Twitch that has no immediate contact with Lil Yachty. Like, that's literally, he's all over. He's all over Twitch, except just not, I don't know.
He's a composition end of the instrumental or the lyric generation end on things. But, you know, that involvement is just enough to call this thing AI to make it sound sexier, cooler, newer, fresh, like, you know, some kind of groundbreaking thing, when in actuality, most of what is going into this thing is a lot of very conscious, manipulative.
The motherfucker saying you don't listen to music? Yeah, exactly. Which would make me the perfect person for him to interact with. I'm kidding. I think he's a very nice dude.
Human marketing. Like, nowhere in this piece or others have I seen any kind of insinuation that the way FN Mecca looks or the way he is pushed to people and marketed to people, that any of that is AI generated. Most likely no.
Are you dating anyone? Yes. Your mom. Look at chat. Oh, chat lit the fuck up. Oh, that's so good, dude. Everybody knows. Everybody knows. Fucking got him, bitch.
The AI generation bullshit is just thrown in there to make the FN Mecca angle generally more interesting, and also provide like a little bit of cover for anybody who is involved in this project, who
I gotta pee, I'll be back.
maybe may look bad being associated with some kind of, I don't know, cartoon rapper that raps the N-word or is essentially presenting to young music listening audiences a Fortnite style parody of what, you know, just like clout chasing, multicolored hair mumble rappers look like on social media. This looks like some weird ass fucking NFT bullshit. This looks like some really ugly, disgusting, cynical portrayals of hip hop culture. It's pretty clear that the industry, or at least like Capitol Records, doesn't really see rap or rapping as anything else other than just, you know, a cash cow to present fans with some kind of cartoonish parody of, in order to pull money out of their pockets. Now, thankfully, the track that was just dropped that involved Gunna and everything, the Florida Water track, sucks and is ass and is totally boring. And I mean, maybe it'll get a bit of a bump. Maybe there'll be some hype behind it out of interest for, you know, the oddity of this whole thing. But generally, as a song, it sucks and is pretty shit. Like, if you legit enjoy that track, there are dozens and dozens, if not hundreds and hundreds of other ones out there right now that sound like it and are produced better, rapped better, and are generally just like more entertaining. Like, I get and I understand that the compositional and lyrical and production standards for a lot of things have dropped to the point where it is easy for any dumbass computer to come in and copy and mimic and recreate.
Bro, the thing I don't get about this is like, what happened? Are there not enough like black men that the record labels exploited that they had to like invent one that you can like further exploit, I guess, where you're like, well, you know, they're not. They literally were like, it's not enough that we have 360 deals that are basically like reinforcing slavery for people, okay? A lot of people don't make it and get so super fucked over. That's not enough. We should just not even give a single dime to a black person by, like, we should just build one. Like, we should have white people build it so that, like, even the dimes are going to the white person instead. I mean, I guess it's just like for the novelty aspect of it. It's not new. It's not different. It's not in any way, shape, or form unique. Gorillas did it better. I think there are obviously international versions of this, like what is it, Hatsune Miku or whatever. Yeah, that's it.
Just about anything that is topping the charts these days. But at least at the end of the day, behind those very bland and unimaginative hits, there are people there doing people things, having people needs and people wants and desires. And look, I get and I understand that there are...
I don't think Miku says the N-word +1 for Japan.
A lot of artists out there, and there are examples out there of virtual artists and virtual bands and people who are like, you know, hitting the stage or hitting a song in character. Also, AI generated music has been a point of discussion, a pretty heavy point of discussion over and over and over for the last couple of years. So, of course, the conversation around it and the instances of it were only going to get more intense, become more popular. You should also do your best when creating to be uncopyable, to have a style, a sound, and an approach that can't merely just like be fed into some kind of computer program or algorithm and be instantaneously copied just like that. Because the easier you make it, the simpler you make it.
Stop, chat.
The more dumbed down you make it, the more likely you are going to see instances of this where, yeah, you can just like dress a Fortnite character up in some kind of trendy looking outfit and then have them spitting over a very basic trap beat with some AI generated lyrics that read like 3 dozen other rappers' actual fucking lyrics. Regardless of whether or not you enjoy or get anything out of the music, there are rappers who put a lot of work and effort and heart into what they do. And now shit like this, all this does is threaten the ability for a guy like Young Thug or a guy like Gunna to do what they do and do it successfully, and also like see the benefit of doing what they do, because they now have to compete with some computer generated bullshit. Shit like this will most likely be our undoing, which I hope I never see in my lifetime. Those are my thoughts. Make sure to leave yours down in the comments. Are you loving FN Mecca, your new
Ifu doesn't see anything wrong with a cartoon saying the N-word? I mean, if it's voiced by a black person and if it's like if it's a black cartoon, like obviously that's different. But ultimately, I don't care. I think it's just like funny. It's just funny. This is a funny story across the board. That's why I'm going along with it. It's not like the fucking worst thing on the fucking planet. It's just that yet another like weird crypto nerd project that just immediately fell on its fucking face.
I don't want to call him out, dude. I think this guy is molding at what people like and he hates it. And you have to live every day knowing that people like things that he doesn't, and it makes him fucking schmolled.
Oh, dude. That's such a fucking classic, like, okay, listen. That is such a classic, like, XQC take. Because every single person is going to agree with it. Here's why. Because there's at least one beloved album of every single person watching XQC at that point that Anthony Fantano is called like a light 6 or something. And they, of course, believe that to be the worst thing that that person has ever done. So, of course, everybody hates critics. Literally everybody hates critics. So everyone's going to say yes. He's going to agree. Everyone's going to agree with that. It's the fucking... You know what? I give that take a light 3, okay? That is a lukewarm, light 3 ass take, okay?
He is a everyday schmalder, dude.
No.
He's melting.
Stylistically, I kind of see him as filling in further that lane that has kind of been expanded by guys like Playboy Cardi.
Did you hear about how destroyed Lonely Fans leaked Fantano's divorce papers because he gave the album a bad review? Yeah, I did. I did see that. Everyone is fucking insane. I know. People are just psychotic, dude. People on the internet, people do not know how to deal with the internet. They want to say it so badly. Ooh, what is this? I say again that way too many people are allowed to vote. Jesse Kelly says, if you told the founding fathers that everyone who lives at the age of 18 will be allowed to vote, they would have surrendered to the British on the spot. It's insane to allow everyone to decide who governs the nation. Impossible to keep a free society that way. Wait, what? Hard R incoming any day now. Jesus Christ. I mean, this is hard R racism. Like, what he's saying is hard R racism. The funny thing is, like, these guys don't have an economy of words when they're speaking, right? They have no problem using every fucking word in the dictionary to try to say the N-word. I mean, this take literally is saying the N-word. It's just taking the long way. And it literally took a bus. It took a bus, and then that bus transferred over to a fucking train tracks, and like it took the metro station. Instead of just like directly driving, you took the fucking scenic route. But this is the N-word. This is literally just what this tweet is saying is the exact same thing as saying the N-word. I mean, first of all, here, let me address it a little bit better, okay? Because a lot of people don't know what public transit is because you live in the United States of America. So let me explain it. Okay? If you told the founding fathers that everyone who lives to the age of 18 would be allowed to vote, they would have surrendered to the British on the spot. First of all, true. Probably true. Founding fathers, not great guys. Okay? Contrary to popular opinion, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, yeah, maybe slavers were not the best people to ask, how society should be run. That's besides the point, except it's not besides the point. I'm just kidding. It's the entire point he's making. Because then he turns around and says, it's insane to allow everyone who decides to decide who governs the nation. Impossible to keep a free society that way. Motherfucker, that's not a free society. When the founding fathers did their thing and they founded, it was not a free society that they had founded. There were literal slaves. Slaves! What the fuck? Which is what he's saying. What he's saying is we should go back to that. Okay? That's the take. A free society. It wasn't free back then, and he wants to go back to that. Okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but like slavery is the opposite of having a free society. Fun fact. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Man between the age of 35 and 60. Oh. He did say it. Men between the age of 35 and 65 who own property. Complain all you want, but your country would be blood red if that's who voted, and your government would be tiny. I love that. Double the L. Imagine not being named once, but twice after women. Radfam Twitter is gonna love this one. I mean, I'm just having a little fun, you know. Someone already commented. Of course, people already commented. As soon as I'm done fucking posting, before I'm done posting, motherfuckers are like literally waiting there, refreshing. We should be able to fucking clap this quick though. This is like 2,000 likes. When Ethan are poison, I guess. What do you mean? What? They take away your food to feed you poison? That's awesome. How can someone admit that and still think they're the good guys? There you go. Jesse Kelly's point in a nutshell. Yeah, I'm glad that they picked the old sexy photo of me and not the new, young, cucked, long-haired photos of me where I look like a female. All right, we're halfway there. What the fuck, chat? Damn, this community is washed, bro. This community is washed. The STEM Lord meme from earlier. Let's see if you get it. The British government, the Second World War II was over. You're telling me a queer coded this? Yes, I do get it. And it's kind of fucked up. Shouts out to Alan Turing. Kind of fucked up is what we do in here, right? Dude, what the fuck? I've ratioed Ben Shapiro with like more fucking likes and faster than this. This community is washed now. Washed. I feel like a lot of you only have one, like, you can only be on like one social media or something. Like you just switched over your one social media account allocation from Twitter to TikTok once I started blasting on fucking TikTok. Speaking of TikTok, I guess I have a new one, which I didn't even realize.
When the Holocaust was going on, which war was it? I know about that war. Was that
World War II?
Oh, it was two. Okay, so I know about that one a lot.
Who was the leader of Russia during World War II?
I'm gonna take a strong guess. Putin's dad, maybe his grandfather.
Completely wrong. Who was leader of England during World War II?
Queen Elizabeth.
Wrong. Who was leader of France during World War II?
Oh, Churchill. Winston Churchill.
How?
It is sad, but don't you think it shows
Public
respect to people
education
who
has
died for at
failed
least
our
know the
children.
When the Holocaust was going on, which war was it? I know about that war. Was that
When the Holocaust was going on, I know about that war. It's not the fault of public education. Some people can get the best education available. That doesn't mean anything if they don't pay attention. Ratio complete us on? Nice. Damn, the moment I fucking stepped away, ratio complete. There it is. Okay, now ratio this TikTok. Education isn't a diploma. Did you see the GOP AZ Sec estate nominee thinks the Clintons killed Paul Walker? I love that. Love that. Love that for him. Patriot forever. Now ratio this TikTok. Yeah, I'm a link spammer. Dude, yes, it's so important to know the leaders of the country during this war. Wait, what? Bro, what the fuck? Is this guy unironically saying that, like, you shouldn't know? It's okay not to know, like, who the fucking nation's leaders were? Like, what? I don't even understand. Okay. That Putin's dad. One of the weirdest things we found in our reporting was a GOP Arizona Republican Secretary of State nominee sharing posts on Gab heavily implying that Clintons murdered Paul Walker. He was set to come forward exposing Clinton Foundation's crimes against children in Haiti. He discovered this through his charity work. What? Dude, that's awesome. More people should think like that, actually. Have you seen this Patriot getting red? No, but I love that.
Yeah! Thank you, Shannon, Casey, Timmy, and Kathy. Keep winning, baby! Do it! Embrace simple truths. There's only two genders. And boys should go to boys' rooms, girls should go to girls' restrooms. And guess what? Teachers shouldn't be...
But I should be allowed in every restroom that I want. One time I had really bad diarrhea, and I had to go into the girls' room. And you guys said I can't do it. Well, I shit myself on that day, okay? And that's not cool. So I should be able to go to whichever restroom I want as a treat. But only me. Everybody else in that situation, boys should go to boys' rooms and girls should go to girls' rooms. Okay, yeah, that's literally what, that's what trans people are saying too. You know what I mean? It's not like trans people are like, oh yeah, I'm a trans man, I need to pee in the women's restroom. Okay, that's an agreement. Okay, let's continue.
Be forced to use your freaking made-up fantasy pronouns. Fight like hell.
Hassan projecting? Yes, you got me. You nailed me, dude.
Hold the line against the LGBT mafia and their dang pedo fans. Keep winning. You know what? Keep the winning. They can keep the monkeypox. How's that working?
Brother, I just wouldn't be talking shit about monkeypox. Okay? Just gonna say it. Monkeypox doesn't exactly kill. Heart disease, on the other hand, especially when you get really fucking worked up, brother, it might. Actually, it's the #1 killer. So maybe, just maybe, if you look like you're built for a CPAP machine, you shouldn't talk so much shit.
In fact, keep winning so much, we'll keep coming. You know what? We're going to keep coming so hard, the only thing these woke-tards got to figure out is whether it's on their face, back, butt, or thighs. Woo! Get some! Thank you!
Said woke tards. Love that.
Our 120th speaker is Yanni Kim. Please step to the microphone.
His face, dude. He's like, I really did something there, Ma. I did it for you, Ma. Me, Ma.
State whether you're a resident of GCI.
Twins. Yeah!
God, I love fucking public school boards and shit like that. Paul Pelosi, the husband of U.S. U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, pleaded guilty Tuesday to misdemeanor driving under the influence charges. Free my boy Pelosi. Free Paul Pelosi, okay? He was sentenced to 5 days in jail and 3 years of probation. Paul Pelosi is literally like one of the oldest people to get a DUI, by the way. Like, I wonder what the numbers look like, but I'm pretty sure he might be one of the oldest people. Like, he might be the record holder for the oldest person getting a DUI. I'm not even kidding. Like, motherfucker, you shouldn't be driving, okay? Also, 2021 Porsche Carrera, L, broke boy. Fucking brokey. Porsche Carrera, brokey. A fucking brokey. All that insider trading and all you could get was a fucking 2021 Porsche Carrera, brokey, okay? He asked for a longer jail sentence to get away from Nancy. That's such a funny boomer conservative dad joke right there. Yeah, I already asked for a longer jail sentence just to get away from Nancy. Psst. My bitch wife, Nancy Pelosi. The old ball and chain. I hear Paul Pelosi only hangs out. Oh, fuck! I'm effing! I'm effing! I'm effing! What is going on? Mini F, mini F, mini F, mini F. Mini F. Mini F, mini F, refresh, 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 refresh. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Speaker of the House, more like Speaker of the Blouse. That's right. I wanted to pull that up quickly so that people, when they come back from refreshing, they're just hitting the face with this. Awooga. Yeah. Okay, let's move on from this. Free Paul Pelosi, Erdogan. Ben Shapiro is losing his fucking minds. I have a controversial idea about paying off student loan debt. Don't take out debt you will likely be unable to pay off, and don't ask others to pay off your debts. I think what we should do is also pull up the fucking Ben Shapiro shit. I'm gonna post the Daily Wire. I'm gonna post the Daily Wire numbers on that tweet. I'm gonna quote tweet that with the big Daily Wire's number, and you should too. You should let the people know. You know what I mean? Did the Daily Wire take loans too, or no? Did the Daily Wire take loans? PPP Daily Wire loans? No, not Ben Shapiro individually getting that. That's a sole proprietorship. No, that's the Daily Caller. No, that's Ben Shapiro. Okay. Wire to Wire, Daily Wire, Bay Area Properties. Or it wouldn't be Daily Wire, right? That's Daily Caller, chat. Shut up. That's different. Daily Donut, Trenton Daily, Daily, Karen Daily, Miana Daily. What the fuck? I'm on. Daily Wire is owned by Bent Key Ventures, LLC. Are you sure? Let's look. It's not coming up. Bent Key Ventures LLC is not coming up with anything. It's the owner is called Bent Key Ventures LLC. What? Hassan Doan? What the fuck? What the fuck? A taxi service in Methuen, MA. Fountainhead SPF LLC existing for 2. It's not even my last name, you fucking idiot. That's my middle name. Check the Jeremy guy. I mean, this is limited liability. Bentley Capital Ventures in Tampa, Florida, received a paycheck protection of $167,000. Why isn't it coming up on the ProPublica thing though? The ProPublica tracker. I know Ben Shapiro personally got it. I know. I have that already. I have that information. Also, this is Bentley Capital Ventures, not Bent Key. No, you're looking at Bentley Ventures. Oh my God, everyone is literally posting Bentley Ventures. Oh my God. Also, I don't understand how you can be self-employed. Wait, this is a different person, by the way. This is in Kendall Park, New Jersey. I don't think this is Ben Shapiro either. This is literally offices of real estate agents and brokers. This is a completely different Ben Shapiro. You guys are the worst, dude. Okay, guys, I'm going to explain something to you. This is not the real Ben Shapiro, okay? This is not the real Ben Shapiro, and this is the Daily Caller. This is not the Daily Wire. Hello. Daily Wire this is not Ben Shapiro, chat. Oh, Los Angeles, offices of real estate agents and brokers. Wait, what? Okay, this might be him. This is actually him. This is probably him for his own like real estate business or something. Or maybe not. A lot of you do not know how to do reading, like critical reading. Apologize to chatters. Ben Shapiro is a common name. But what you are forgetting is that Daily Caller is not the Daily Wire. The Daily Caller News Foundation is a separate. It's Tucker Carlson's operation. Okay? What you would need to have is the Daily Wire. The Daily Wire or Bent Key. Bent Key. Bent Key. Chatters with 117 ProPublica Safari windows open their phone and battery at 1%, posting the wrong guy. Or whatever the other larger company is. Okay? There's a Ben Shapiro, there's a real estate broker. Okay, so it's probably, this Ben Shapiro is probably not even him. What you need to find out is if Ben Shabibo or his company actually took loans. Okay? He didn't even hide it well. You need to understand. He didn't hide it well. Chatters are just fucking. I mean, I don't want to dive into it currently, but it's not like you need to hide it well. You just need one umbrella corporation. That's it. And chatters didn't even fucking know that. So which streamer outsources work to take down prominent talk show hosts? I mean, I'm not even doing that because it's not good work. Outsourcing is not good in this situation. What's the point if he took loans? His point was about getting loans you can't pay. The fuck do you mean? He took out loans that he couldn't pay for. If he took out PPP loans, he literally took loans knowing full well that those loans were going to be forgiven. I would like to know because it is a direct contradiction to the fucking commentary that he is making. Okay, we're done though. What's it mean if an essential business required to stay open took PPP for payroll? That's fraud, right? No. This is the old. Oh, this is it. I think this might have been it. This actually might have been it. Nashville, Tennessee, Forward LLC. That is like literally before they switched it to Bent Key. No, this is it. Teleproduction and other post-production services. Wouldn't this be it? I know that's their old name, but maybe when did they change their name? Not them, that's this group. Oh, never mind. Guess there's another Forward LLC out there in Tennessee that's doing production. Forward Publishing LLC. I don't think that's it. Forward Publishing LLC is listed in Sherman Oaks, California until 11/30/2020. Okay, I don't know if it is. If it isn't, then it isn't. Okay, let's move on. I'm not going to be able to get a fucking Twitter dunk, okay? Especially not with the 34,000 hive mind that is like literally rushing and quaking at every single thing that sounds like Ben Shapiro. From the Daily Wire website, is wholly owned by Bent Key Ventures, formerly known as Forward Publishing LLC, which itself is owned by Jeremy Boring, Ben Shapiro, Caleb Robinson, and Ferris Wilkes. Yes. The worst hive mind I've ever encountered? No, this hive mind is usually very good, but for simple shit. This Twitch chat hive mind is really good. You know what Twitch chat hive mind is really good at? One, forgetting the top of the hour ad break when it's at the top of the hour, and then serving the 60-second ad break 21 minutes into the top of the hour. That's what Twitch chat is very good at, hive mind wise. Okay, and but the hive mind is also very good at avoiding the ads by subscribing for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime. Okay. They're also good at getting gifted subs when they're lucky. Okay, and avoiding the ads that way. Here's the 1 minute ad break now. But lastly, but not leastly, okay, Twitch chat hive mind is very good at like finding some fucking problematic shit about literally anyone and everyone. Okay, immediately to say, hey, kind of problematic that you're looking at this guy. In 1987, he actually had some unpleasant things to say about Asian people. That's what Twitch chat is fucking good at.
All right, shall we bring in Florida Governor Ron DeSantis? Good morning, Governor.
Good morning.
Great to see you.
Governor, you more confident this time around than last time around when you were vying for the nomination? Had to come from behind to do it, and then eventually would win the governorship. Can you describe your mindset today as opposed to 4 years ago?
Well, today is great because I'm unopposed, so I don't have a primary. Obviously, I did have one 4 years ago. We knew we were in very good shape 4 years ago. I remember Fox did a debate, and so we had worked very hard. The general election 4 years ago was a blue wave year. I was an unknown candidate, and it was a tough race. I think this time, I think we have the wind at our back, and I'm running on a record of accomplishment. I mean, if you think about what we've been able to do over the last 4 years in the state of Florida, we have been the focal point of freedom in this country. We have people that want to visit here, people that have moved here. We have a lower unemployment rate now than we did prior to COVID, which no one thought would have been possible. You continue to see us adding jobs in spite of all the headwinds from the Biden economy, and we ended the fiscal year with a $22 billion surplus, by far a record. And that none of
literally doesn't touch California's $80 billion surplus. Just saying, not the not the ride for fucking California, but, you know, broke boys.
That would have happened if I had done what the people on the Democrat side wanted to do. They attack me for every decision I made, keeping the state open, keeping businesses afloat, protecting people's rights, making sure kids could be in school in person, making sure people didn't lose their jobs based on a shot mandate. And so had they had their way, Florida would not be flying high. Florida would be in the doldrums. And so these are important races, important election, and we're going to really, really work hard over the next 80 days.
Okay, so you are running unopposed. On the Democrat side, they've got 4 contenders. Charlie Crist, who you've got something in common with. You're a Republican governor. He was a Republican governor once upon a time in Florida. You've got Candace Daniel, you've got Robert Willis, and you've got Nikki Fried, who, listen to this, Governor, in this soundbite, I don't think she likes you.
We're going to talk about democracy and freedom, because as our governor continues to talk about freedom, he's taking away a woman's right to choose. He's taking away freedom of speech. He's taking away our opportunities to teach in our classrooms. That is not freedom. That's oppression. And I know that we are going to see in November, we're going to see the tyranny and the tyrant of Ron DeSantis.
Well, you say it's freedom, but she says it's oppression, Governor.
Yeah, you know, Steve, you talk to Floridians who've been here for a long time, people that have just come over the last few years. The reason why they're doing that, the reason why they're happy with Florida is because we've protected their freedoms. We stood in the way of lockdowners like Nikki Fried, who opposed every decision I made to protect people's rights. And when she says you don't have freedom of speech in the classroom, understand what she means. She wants to use our schools to indoctrinate students into her ideology. And our position on schools is that the purpose of the school system is to educate kids, not to indoctrinate kids. So yes, we oppose things like critical race theory in our K through 12 schools. We want to teach accurate history, we want to teach American civics, and we want to make sure that parents have confidence that sending their kids to school.
Bro, this motherfucker is such a demon that he did an election integrity committee, and immediately went after immediately went after felons who thought that they had recently acquired the right to vote again, which was a provision that was more popular than Ron DeSantis in the prior gubernatorial race. It was something that the Floridians voted for. Ron DeSantis overturned it. Like, if you want to understand how much of a fucking demon he is, he took a ballot measure that was 60% plus popular, okay, that offered millions of people the right to vote again. Their right that was stolen from them, okay? 60% of Florida thought that that was an adequate measure, more popular than Ron DeSantis himself, okay? What is the first thing that he did? When he became the governor, he immediately decided with the Republican state legislature to start to pass a measure, okay? To pass a measure that would make it so that people whose right to vote, like felons, whose right to vote was restored, would not be able to vote unless they paid what is known as a poll tax, basically. Okay? Then he actually turned around and started a commission to investigate those people. Like felons who thought incorrectly that they had their fucking... What is this? Why are you sending me an MP4? Why? Why are you sending me a downloadable link? Ban him. No, ban him fucking 22-month subscriber. No 10 minutes. Perma. There is no fucking sending downloadable links, chatter. What the fuck is wrong with you? You fucking idiot. The fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm triggered. Shut the fuck up, dumbasses. 22-month subscriber. No, I didn't turn it on. I deleted it already. Fuck's wrong with you, dude? You just turned a socialist into a fascist. Good job. Shut the fuck up, Nordy. You want to get banned too? Dumbass 20-month subscriber defending 22-month 22-month subscriber from sending me a fucking download link. Are you stupid? Do you want me to shut off links for everyone? Is that what you want? Because that's what's going to end up happening if you do that. Some of you dumb motherfuckers literally advocate against your best interest. You don't understand that there are certain rules that I have to fucking abide by in an effort to ensure that like content keeps flowing without my fucking computer getting hit with malware. Stop defending other dumbasses in the chat. Limit linking to 3-year subs. It doesn't matter. That dude was 22 months. Like he's, you know, he's old enough in the community. And it's not even just me. You could fucking link on that on accident. Anyway, god damn it, dude. Fuck, I'm just...
To the latest in those high-stakes primary races, voters going to the polls nationwide deciding who will be running in the November elections. We have team coverage at polling sites across the country. Victor Oquendo starts us off in the battleground state of Florida. Victor, good morning.
Good morning. With this polling location to open up just a few moments ago, the race drawing the most attention, Democratic nominee for governor. Today we will find out who will face off against Governor Ron DeSantis come November. It's likely either going to be Representative Charlie Crist or the state's agricultural commissioner, Nikki Fried. Crist is the favorite. He is a household name in the Sunshine State. Once the Republican governor, he has since switched parties. Crist believes that he can carry the Democratic votes, sway the independents, and turn moderate Republicans. Fried, meanwhile, Florida's only statewide elected Democrat, making the case for progressive new leadership, vowing to fight on a number of issues, especially access to abortions, and she would be the first woman elected governor in Florida. But with Ron DeSantis' firm grip on the state, he's actually been spending time stumping for other candidates nationwide and is rumored to be eyeing the White House. He is not on the ballot today. Whit, he is running unopposed.
All right, Victor, thanks. Now to our deputy political editor, Avery Harper, with the latest on that big race right here in New York, a showdown between two incumbent Democrats. Avery, good morning.
Whit, good morning. Polls in New York, like this one behind me, are already open where redistricting disputes and ultimately a court order have delayed congressional primaries for 2 months. Now these unusually competitive races are taking place during a popular vacation week. That means voter turnout could be uncertain, and it's creating a lot of uncertainty for Democrats, including veterans like Congressman Jerry Nadler and Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney. The pair of lawmakers have represented neighboring congressional districts for 3 decades, but now they have been drawn into the same congressional district, which means that this is making for a matchup that will leave one of them without a job. The pair of lawmakers have been chairs of prominent House committees that have been key in terms of investigating former President Trump. Now on the campaign trail, Nadler is emphasizing the fact that he is the last Jewish congressman representing New York City, while Maloney has been honing in on the fact that she is a woman and sending a woman to Congress after the overturning of Roe. A third, younger candidate, Suraj Patel.
That's so funny. Dude, Democrats are so funny, dude. That's, I gotta run that back. What a funny string of words, dude. Look,
President Trump. Now on the campaign trail, Nadler is emphasizing the fact that he is the last Jewish congressman representing New York City, while Maloney has been honing in on the fact that she is a woman and sending.
It's also funny because, like, ideologically, neither of these two candidates are different. Like, they are literally the same. And it's just the packaging that's different. Like, so Nadler is just trying to hit like whatever he can, being like a old dude, right? Against an old white woman, and he's an old white man, and she's an old white woman. So he's like, well, I'm Jewish, actually. The last Jewish congressperson in New York. The marginalization is out of control. and Carolyn Maloney's like, well, I'm a woman. Okay, cool. I don't even know. I don't know what to say about this race.
Sending a woman to Congress after the overturning of Roe. A third, younger candidate, Suraj Patel, is arguing for a new generation of leadership. Both Nadler and Maloney are in their 70s. Robin?
As you said, Avery, turnout will be key. We'll see what happens, and it's good having you with us this morning. Thank you for your report.
New conservative group got $1.6 billion from a single donor.
This IRS document obtained by CNN is evidence of the largest anonymous dark money political donation ever reported. $1.6 billion. It is, according to experts, a staggering amount.
I am just stunned.
What do you mean, according to experts? You don't have to ask an expert. Like, that's just according to every human being, okay? Like, I love that they were like, well, we asked experts if $1.6 billion is a lot of money by a singular donor to a singular organization. Yeah, no, man, that's a lot of cookies, dude. That's just a lot in general. That's, wow. Yeah. Thank you for the 138,234 million subs. Thank you to the donor.
We are talking about income that is many multiples larger than the largest dark money groups ever found.
And it's going to a new organization called Marble Freedom Trust. While you've probably never heard of it or the man in charge of it, the whole country is familiar with his work. His name is Leonard Leo, a devout Catholic known as Donald.
My name is Hassan Piker, and I know how to fix the world, but I just stream instead. Yeah, dude, I'm holding the world back by streaming instead of single-handedly fixing the world. Dude, a lot of good chatters in here today. A lot of funniness happening in the chat. Anyway, let's run that back. Sorry.
The whole country is familiar with his work. His name is Leonard Leo, a devout Catholic known as Donald Trump's Supreme Court whisperer.
There are lots of really smart people, Margaret, who can serve on the U.S. Supreme Court. Dozens and dozens.
That makes sense why they fucking did the Roe v. Wade thing then. It kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, they were getting paid for, their work. They were getting paid to do the thing.
But you need people who have courage.
Leo helped usher in the most conservative Supreme Court in decades. Along with helping block Merrick Garland from the court, he and his colleagues at the Federalist Society are given credit for the confirmations of Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett.
It was Leo who was in the driver's seat of those nominations. Leo is the person who can raise the money and has the background to put in place judges who will build a conservative judicial infrastructure around the country.
Leonard Leo now has an unprecedented amount of cash to spend on whatever.
People who are saying, what is the Federalist Society? Guys, I've done a million videos on this. Please just go to my YouTube channel. I don't know what else to say other than just please go to my YouTube channel, okay? There is so much. I've done so many videos on it, all right? If you scroll far enough, if you fucking Google Son Piker Federalist. There you go. I typed in Hassan Piker Federalist, conservative secret weapon that is destroying America. So let's talk about. Okay, there you go. Here, I'll make it easy for you. Okay, here. I'm not even making you search. I'm just literally linking it. There you go. Is this real? Is this actually Paul Pelosi's DUI dash cam footage?
So you could try both feet out if you want. I'll let you start. You can try the test with both feet.
I did see this, and I don't know if that was like if it's real or not.
I'll give you like a pre-trial run, for lack of a better term. You could try it with both feet, see which one you feel more comfortable with, and then once you're ready, just let me know. Are you sure you could complete the test? Okay. Because I really don't want you to fall over and hurt yourself. That's the last thing I want. Right, but that defeats the whole purpose of the test, grabbing onto a patrol car.
I'm gonna keep it a $150. Cops were not this nice to me when I did my field sobriety test. Okay.
You seem pretty shaky on your legs, and I don't want you to fall over. So. Well, I'm not gonna fall over. It's just a question. Right. Well, just based on what I'm seeing, I don't feel comfortable having you perform the test because I don't want you to have the potential to fall over and hurt yourself. That's not what I'm trying to accomplish.
Not forget the ad, man. I fucking ran it. I ran it. Why do you guys say you forgot the ad? I ran it. Mine were this nice. They didn't even arrest my friend for the weed he had, and they didn't even make me blow in the breathalyzer. It's just kind of cool to see cops being so fucking nice when you're, 900 years old and in a fucking nice Porsche, and like they can smell the rich off you. You know what I mean? Article names the donor? I doubt it. What? Our reporting sheds additional light. Leo derives immense political power. No, Leo is the main guy, not... Leo's the guy who got the donation or secured the donation. Leo said it was a high time for the conservative movement to be among the ranks of George Soros, Hans-Jörg Wyss, Arabella Advisors, and other left-wing philanthropists. An unusual maneuver. Leonard Leo was added as an officer to Bear Side's company. Side left the company board, and his name was crossed out in the corporate disclosure. The creators of the Marble Freedom Trust shrouded their project. The group's name does not appear in any public database, business, or tax securities records. The trust was formed in Utah. SAID's $1.6 billion donation is a landmark in the era of deregulated political spending ushered in by the Supreme Court's 2010 Citizens United decision. SAID? Who the fuck is this? Even a semi-public glimpse of SAID was rare. A select group of political activists, academics, and fundraisers were ushered to Trip Light headquarters to pitch SAID at his office. Despite his status as one of the country's most prolific funders of conservative causes, and despite his decades as the president and sole owner of the country's most successful electronics makers, SAID has spent most of his 90 years painstakingly guarding his privacy. There are no art galleries, opera companies, or theaters, or university buildings emblazoned with his name in the hometown of Chicago. There's even some confusion over how to pronounce his last name. People who've dealt with him say it's Side. The Lever and ProPublica piece together details of his life and his motivations for his extensive donations throughout interviews, court records, and other documents obtained through public requests. One of the only photos of Side that the lever in ProPublica could find shows him as a 14-year-old walking in a small group across a college campus. Side grew up in the south side of Chicago, the oldest of two brothers, according to his census records. A precocious child, he was chosen for a special bachelor's degree program at the University of Chicago, not far from his childhood home. He attended the University of Chicago in the early years of the Chicago school. Of course he did. A group of professors and researchers who would reimagine the field of economics. Yeah, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, of course he was a part of the Chicago school. By the mid-60s, Said had taken over as Tripp Manufacturing's president. In the decades to come, the company, now called Tripp Light, became a pick and shovel business for the digital gold rush. The company sells the power strips that supply electricity to computers and the server racks, cooling equipment, and network switches that make data centers run. Business surged with the shift to cloud computing and the proliferation of vast data centers. That boom vaulted him from the ranks of merely rich to the super rich. Said was making around $30 million per year by the mid-1990s. His annual income, vast majority of which came from Tripp Light's profits, took off in the mid-2000s and steadily rose, hitting around $157 million in 2018. Tripp Light, which was 100% owned by Said, contributed $136 million to his total income that year. Even as Said built a $1 billion+ business, it's the rich motherfuckers that you don't hear about that you got to worry about, dude. Forbes never put him on a list of the wealthiest Americans, and business and political press rarely mentioned him. Yet he was becoming a major donor. He gave at least $775 million in charitable donations between 1996 and 2018, a period in which he reported $1.7 billion in income according to his tax records. Said parceled out a small portion of the donations. The funniest part about this is that he's Jewish. Like he's Jewish and he's giving money to the Federalist Society after they did something that is like literally antithetical to Judaism, which is stopping women from being able to get abortions. Like not even, like he's just so brain broken by like the American Christianity and it's like understanding of abortions that he's just like, yeah, no, this was great. I read somewhere that the Said dude donated all the shares of his company to Leo before it was sold for $1.6 billion and avoided taxes on the donation. Also, the right is insanely anti-Semitic. Not as much in like recent years, but yes, still. That is true. Not openly, at least. Or at least they have built allegiances, at least for Zionism. That's why they say Judeo-Christian values instead of Christian values nowadays. Said appears to have continually sought new vehicles for dispensing. Look, if you want to understand what like right-wing reactionary Jewish people and their opinion is on like anti-Semitism, here, I'll just show you this. Okay, this is like pretty instructive. Like, of course, there's insane amounts of fucking anti-Semitism happening on the right? Hold on. Here. Fuck do I find the Ben Shapiro tweet? Classic. Here. Ann Coulter tweets, Jews awful, nonsensical. Ann Coulter is also super pro-Israel and has always been so I won't lose sleep. There is no better representation of reactionary Jews and their sentiment around like right-wingers saying anti-Semitic shit than this tweet. It lives in my mind. That's it. You understand? How did you find a 90 like tweet? Because I remember it from the top of my mind, because I probably deleted some formative fucking memories in my mind to remember dumb shit like that for your own entertainment. That's why I'm the best at what I do. Is that good? Is that a good way to explain it to you? My sadness? Anyway. Sade appears to have continually sought new vehicles for dispensing his money and maintaining as much anonymity as possible. The GMU emails also show a redacted donor who activists believe to be Sade based on other unredacted emails, routing donations to the school through Donors Trust or Donors Capital Fund, two donor-advised funds that provide an additional level of anonymity. While the roots of Sade and Leo's professional relationships aren't clear, the two worked together at a small foundation Sade formed in 2009 called the Chicago Freedom Trust, a charity that gave out small grants to non-political groups. Leo later joined the foundation's board. The GMU emails provide an inkling of the relationship between the two men. In early 2016, Sade emailed the dean of the GMU's law school and the head of a prominent American Jewish organization to urge them to work together. The dean, Henry Butler, forwarded Sade's message to Leo, seeking a better understanding of Sade's intentions. Do you have any insight? Butler wrote. I do not, but I will find out, Leo replied. That month, Marble Freedom Trust was created, and Sade subsequently transferred 100% ownership stake in Triplight to the trust. This motherfucker is literally going to die. And before he's like 90 years old, he is impossibly wealthy. And before he dies, he's like, I want to make sure that like the world is fucked over. Okay. He doesn't have children. He doesn't have anyone to give the money to. So he's just like giving it to his pet project of like fucking everyone over. In February 2021, Triplight filed its annual reports with the state of Illinois, as it had done for decades, but this time, Sade's typewritten name had been crossed out as an officer of the company. Added as an officer written by hand was Leonard Leo. A Triplight subsidiary in Nova Scotia, Canada, similarly removed Sade as a director and added Leo as a director in March 2021. Then, later at the same month, Eaton Corporation, a large publicly traded company, acquired Triplight for $1.65 billion. Transactions appear to have been carefully sequenced to reap massive tax savings. Selling a company that has grown in value after decades of ownership is treated the same way for tax purposes as a person selling a share of stock. If the property has grown in value, capital gains taxes are due when it's sold. So I guess the way he fucking wanted to do it is he wanted to make sure that Leo got all of it. He wanted to give $1.6 billion to Leo without a single fucking dime of it paid back to the government. And this is the way to do it. But Sade transferred Triplight to the Marble Freedom Trust, a nonprofit that is exempt from income tax, before the electronics company was sold. As a result, lawyers say Sade avoided up to $400 million in state and federal income tax, preserving those funds for Leo's operation. That's awesome. That's the power of a 501c3, boys. That's the power of a 501c motherfucking 3. Uh, 501c4, sorry, not a C3. Whereas if you give money to the 501c4, there's no charitable deduction for giving the money, but you avoid the tax on all that appreciation. Political advocacy nonprofits like the Marble Freedom Trust are formally called 501c4 social welfare organizations after the section of the tax code. Informally, they're known as dark money groups. Sorry, the 501c3 is like a regular philanthropy group. This is more of a political social welfare organization. Donors can remain secret. That's why they're known as dark money groups. In contrast to the public disclosures required for gifts of political campaigns or super PACs, While they can spend money directly advocating for or against candidates in political campaigns, such spending cannot be their primary purpose. In giving to such a dark money group, Said also avoided another federal levy, the gift tax, thanks to a change signed into law by President Barack Obama in 2015. Thanks, Obama. Okay. There's a reason why giving money specifically to a trust might have been attractive for an older and ideological donor such as Said. The founding documents that lay out how the trust will spend money can be harder to change than governing documents of a corporation, according to Lloyd Hitoshi Mayer. Mayer added that while corporations usually have at least 3 directors, trusts can have just a single trustee in charge of an organization's activities. Leo is the trustee and the chairman of the Marble Freedom Trust. In other words, Leo is now in charge of a massive sum of money. He gifted this dude in charge of the Federalist Society $1.7 million in a singular dono, okay?
For political projects he likes. And while the donation was meant to be kept secret, name and address withheld on the IRS form, CNN has confirmed the source is
did I say million? Sorry, it's a billion with a B.
Businessman and philanthropist Barry Seid, who...
Damn, they fucking found him. They got him. They found a photo of him. I guess the only photo, literally the only fucking known photo of this dude. That's crazy.
Donated the stock of his entire company, the Trip Light Company of Chicago, to Marble Freedom Trust, which turned around and sold it for $1.6 billion. CNN has attempted to reach Mr. Seid without response. His donation will leave behind a dark money political legacy that could last decades. Already, Marble Freedom Trust has given more than $200 million to other causes, including $40 million to Donors Trust, which has doled out millions to conservative causes. In a statement to CNN, Leonard Leo said it's high time for the conservative movement to be among the ranks of George Soros and other left-wing philanthropists going toe-to-toe in the fight to defend.
This is such a funny tape because, like, Sheldon Adelson exists. You know what I mean? Like, there are already billionaires, like the Kochs. The Koch brothers exist. Like these motherfuckers act like that doesn't exist. You know what I mean? Left-wing billionaire George Soros. So left-wing, by the way.
And our Constitution and its ideals. Jake, that is an understatement. This amount of money dwarfs any previous dark money single contribution we could find, and certainly dwarfs the liberal funds Leonard Leo is referencing. One other note of significance, according to tax experts we've talked to, this deal looks like it's set up so an entire company is donated and then sold tax-free.
I literally forgot Sheldon Adelson fucking croaked, by the way. Oh, man, that's funny. That gave me a good chuckle. Thank you to the chatter who reminded me that one of the Koch brothers died already, and also Sheldon Adelson is also dead. Oh, man. It's always fun to remember these things, you know what I mean?
By everyone involved. A $1.6 billion transaction with no tax.
Right now, the White House is weighing what to do about college loans as the current pause on most federal student loan payments is set to expire at the end of this month. Well, CNN's new reporting overnight is that officials are leaning toward canceling up to $10,000 in debt for...
Oh, man, that's so sick. Oh, $10,000. How nice. How nice, guys. Look at that. Hey, just for the record, like if they can cancel $10,000, they can cancel all of it. Just want to point that out. Like the power that Joe Biden has over debt cancellation is endless. Technically, he could literally cancel not only 10,000, but all of it for everyone. But, you know, they're just weighing out the options for 10K proposed cancellation for 125K income cap.
Borrowers who make less than $125,000 a year. This decision could come as soon as tomorrow, we're hearing. So let's talk about it, the implications, what this would mean. With Mark Goldwine, he is a senior vice president and senior policy director for the Nonpartisan Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, also an econ professor at Johns Hopkins. It's good to have you, Mark. Thanks very much.
Thanks for having me.
So I read through all your analysis, and basically it shows that canceling this student loan debt for folks would undermine the inflationary work that the Inflation Reduction Act is set to do and what the administration wants it to do. Why? Why do they cancel each other out?
Well, so the Inflation Reduction Act saves maybe $300 billion in the first 10 years. If we do cancel $10,000 of debt and just extend the pause a few months, we're going to be at about that much in terms of new costs. So all the deficit reduction is going to be wiped out. At the same time, we're probably going to do more to increase inflation from debt cancellation than any inflation reduction from the Inflation Reduction Act.
Okay, so I want to get to the second point you made, and then
she asked, how would that cause inflation? You didn't even say it. At least with like $10,000 in debt cancellation, though, many of you will be able to, purchase a sub and avoid the top of the hour ad break. Because at the top of the hour, there's a 60-second ad break. I know Tater Tot had a final message. It's 1 fucking hour long, dude. And if you no longer want to see those ads, well, then all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account, where you get 1 free Prime subscription a month. You can also get gifted subs if you're lucky. Okay? Lucid Shadow with the 5 tier 1 gifted subs probably got that 10K debt cancellation, so he's fucking peppering the community with gifts. Here's the 1 minute ad break now, by the way. Let's continue.
that is, what is inflationary and what is disinflationary. So there are a bunch of economists. I'd say Mark Zandi at Moody's, also former Labor Department economist Heidi Shierholz, who say they think you're wrong, right? And let me talk about Shierholz, for example, who worked in the Obama administration. She says your analysis is, quote, profoundly off base. And the reason she says that is she points to the 2+ year moratorium we've already had on student debt payment. And she says basically folks have had this money in their pockets for 2+ years. And so canceling the student loan debt would not effectively put more money in their pocket right now. How do you respond to that?
Yeah, so what these folks are doing is they're playing a baseline trick. They're pretending that we're going to extend this repayment pause forever. And it's true. Compared to extending the temporary emergency era repayment pause forever, just canceling debt and restarting payments would be disinflationary. But that's not the right comparison. The right comparison is compared to repayments starting in about a week as.
Remember, CNN, they were like, we're the most trusted name in news, which is why we need to make sure they weren't. But like, they were like, what CNN is lacking is more right-wing reactionary content. Okay? Like, if you are the senior VP and policy director for the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, you should be nowhere near the media in general. These are the kind of fucking crooks that you normally would have on like weird like Fox Business news shows. But because America is inherently reactionary when it comes to, especially when it comes to economics, they have guys who are literally, who have made it their lives mission to be like, I'm a budget hawk. I'm a deficit hawk, which is not a real concept, as we all know. Okay, it is antithetical to how the government works. It just does not exist. Not a real thing. That's why everybody loves pumping. Nobody gives a shit about spending when it comes to the military. Okay, it's just about who gets to. It's about who gets to get money. Okay. What is this? You just caught a stray from the bot, dude. Some of you are fucking brain broken. Okay. Like literally, I'm in the middle of like talking about fucking student loan debt, and he's like, "Bro, you just caught a stray from the political discourse bot." Yeah, okay, I did. Okay, here you go. This guy's retweeting the RNC research account, Lemma Fayal. Yeah, but he likes the Inflation Reduction Act, so there you go. If we cancel 10K of student debt, loan balance will be back to 1.6 trillion in just 4 years. Force college endowments collectively to take the first loss on student loans and then make them dischargeable in bankruptcy. We'll clean the problem right up. Okay, first of all, he's doing the classic fucking thing of being like, well, you know, college campuses are making a killing off of this, right? And it's like, okay, that's true, but you're using one other problem that you know is unsolvable to get ahead of like one solution to the other underlying problem. Like, you can't do that. Streamline income-driven repayment, including differentiating people from length of degree, grad, undergrad. Put pressure on colleges to accept more AP credits, community college transfers, etc. God, his fucking solutions to the college, to how expensive college is so stupid. Smart higher ed reform. Forgive loans from students harmed by predatory colleges in past. Oh, really? Wow. How nice of this guy. Tighten institutional eligibility for student loan programs. Make institutions share cost of future loan defaults. Cap grad plus loans. Use savings from 2 to 4. Use savings from 2 to 4 to increase Pell Grants. Streamline income-driven repayment, including differentiating people by length of degree. Oh. I just hate it because, like, the other side of the argument, he can make the correct argument about how shitty colleges are. Because colleges are, especially as you think of them as, like, for-profit, capitalist corporations, they are shitty. That's true. They are. Okay? College costs are insane. Except, if you think that the only pressure, the only inflationary act, and if you're a right-wing Committee for Responsible Federal Budget guy, you're definitely going to think this, is because people have more power to purchase shit, and it's and nothing on the supply side is culpable for or responsible for the inflation. Okay, even though there was a global fucking pandemic that disrupted supply chains across the globe, which then ended up with everyone realizing that they could just like artificially keep supply low rather than boost it and still have fatter profit margins. Instead of tackling that side, even though that is precisely how the fucking oil and gas prices were lowered. Like, the one incredibly successful method that Joe Brandon did was, suck MBS's cock to make sure that, there was more supply of crude oil, and oil and gas prices started fucking lowering. Okay. And that's a monopoly. So that's a cartel. So there's nothing really you can do in the short term. Okay. But you can't do that for everything else. You can't apply any pressure to corporations. You can't apply any pressure to producers. No. The reason why I'm mentioning this is because to these guys, the only reason why prices are the way that they are and inflation happens in the way that it does is because people have more money to purchase stuff. That's it. And if that's your attitude, if that's your approach, then of course you're going to say this about canceling student loan debt, because cancellation of student loan debt, even if it's $10,000, okay, even if it's a cancellation of student loan debt to the tune of $10,000, that means there's $10,000 in people's pockets. There's potential $10,000 in people's pockets. Therefore, they have more purchasing power. Therefore, this will completely override the deflationary legislative agenda of the IRA.
Scheduled. This was always meant to be a temporary pause. If it's a permanent pause, it's not student debt, it's student grants.
I think what complicates this picture, right, for the average viewer watching right now is that they're dealing with inflation near a 40-year high. They're dealing with much more expensive groceries. Gas has come down a bit, but it's still more than what they're used to. More expensive housing, transportation, clothing, I could go on and on. So I just wonder if you're concerned at the possibility that restarting these payments, right, in a few days, worsens that burden on Americans struggling with this inflation in this moment. That's the reality, right?
Bloomberg already going hard. Wall Street Journal already going hard. Student loan relief seen costing billions and favoring top earners. This, by the way, is the classic, like, fuck this. They are trying to, this is the classic fucking way to divide and conquer, to make it seem like student loan debt relief is like a gift that the Democratic Party is giving to its own constituents, college educated, high income earners, even though they're not. That's so fucking stupid. Yeah, dude, it's great. Penn Wharton estimate models cost of various loan forgiveness. Biden could announce debt relief plans as soon as this week. They're trying to do everything they can to make it seem like you in this chat, barely making ends meet, are the top earners of society, and that you should not be getting this fucking gift. Republicans will cater this. Republicans would turn around and also say this is a gift wrap to the Democrats because, you know, college educated or Democratic, or they lean towards the Democratic Party. And this also completely avoids the main point of conversation, which is that, like, college not only shouldn't be so fucking costly, but it should be free. Or at least there should be free alternatives to college. There should be free colleges, especially state schools.
Yeah, that's exactly what it's going to do. And it's not as if this is going to lift inflation from 8% to 9%. What this is going to do is make it more difficult for us to get inflation down to 2 or 3%, which is where it really should be. It's going to make the Fed's job harder, and that means it's going to increase the risk they're going to have to drive us in.
Bro, I swear to God, these motherfuckers, like, I mean, think about the 2008 recovery, right? There were two options there. One, you could have given the money, the actual money, back to the individuals who could then pay off their debt that they had accrued through predatory lenders, especially like single homeowners that have taken out mortgages, right? That no longer had the capacity to pay for it, and the house that they were inside of was no longer even worth it, right? Or they could give it to the corporations, the big banks, the people that did the predatory lending to begin with, the people that actually made money off the predatory lending. They chose to bail out the banks because they thought, and by they I mean like all of these same dildos with econ degrees, okay, from the Murder and Melt the Poor Foundation, turned around and fucking said, it is a moral hazard. This is the econ term for it, okay? Moral hazard. You're going to get the poor too comfortable with the idea that they can get money and get bailed out. Now, no such moral hazard exists for the wealthy who actually built in the government bailout into their risk-taking. Concept known as too big to fail. Okay? And that attitude is still continuing in this situation. That's why nobody fucking pairs up the PPP loans that were forgiven, okay, by the American government, where the average loan price was like what? The average loan taken out was like 90 grand or some shit. When they're talking about like inflation or anything like that, because all the Republican dickheads also took out those loans. But then they turn around and use that exact same argument that you could launch towards them as a moral hazard, or as or rather as a inflationary move, because this would disrupt, some top earners within the Democratic Party as well, some key industries. It's SoFi, a student loan refinancing company, could give its CEO, if SoFi, a student loan refinancing company, could give its CEO a 92% raise last year, paying him a grand total of $103 million in compensation, and spend $625 million to put its name on the LA Rams football stadium. You know what President Biden can do? Cancel all student debt. There was another one earlier. Where the fuck was it? Where's the other tweet that I retweeted earlier? Fuck. Bernard. Oh, here it is. The average amount of debt forgiveness to businesses receiving PPP loans was $95,700. That was the average amount of debt forgiveness for businesses receiving PPP loans during COVID. But hey, remember, that went to businesses, not to individuals. It certainly went to individuals as well, individual business owners. Okay? But guess what? That's okay. That's not a moral hazard. These guys are small business owners. They're voters. They're important. If we could afford to cancel hundreds of billions in PPP loans to business owners in their time of need, please do not tell me we can't afford to cancel all student debt for 45 million Americans. My company took the loans and laid off workers anyways and used the money to pay themselves. Oh, yeah, that too. Which is fraud, by the way. Pandemic. The average PPP loan forgiven was $95,700. Warren is also the majority staff director for Bernie Sanders. Good dude. Free tuition at University of California until the 1970s. 2008, Fed loans trillions to Wall Street banks at 0.5% interest. Wall Street banks buy treasury bonds yielding 3 to 3.5% interest. 2017, 1%, and corporations get over $1 trillion in tax cuts. And remember, the concept of having to take out fat fucking loans. The concept, Azan tax evasion accountant. Student loan forgiveness will allow people to have a few extra $100 a month that will be in turn spent feeding the economy, along with the fact that the idea of needing to take a loan to get a job to make more money, thereby being taxed more, and then having to pay student loans back with interest is in fact double taxation, which is for some reason not acknowledged by conservative dumbasses who bitch about taxes because conservative dumbasses don't go to college. So it's not an issue for them. I mean, that's just true. Like the more educated you are, the higher your degree is, the more likely you are that you're a fucking Democrat. That's why they say, that's why there's like a narrative that if you have a PhD, you're like a pussy soy lib and not a part of the fucking working class, as though like researchers and people that work in like an educational capacity are not at the heart of the working class or profoundly important for society to prosper. You know, doesn't matter. So, and also they get fucked over regularly. PhDs do. It's just like inherently reactionary to fucking take on that attitude towards people that are pursuing further education. Apparently, the top 60% of earners, this will help the most, includes 60% of all debt holders. Penn Wharton is not my favorite model, but this suggests that all the noise about student debt relief will be a giveaway to the wealthy is indeed noise. The top 60% is a pretty deep in the middle class, and just under half of that, just under half is going to the bottom 40%. If you'd rather spend $300 to $980 billion on childcare, great, find the votes. But according to this analysis, student debt relief broadly benefits working families. Another way to phrase this would be majority of relief going towards borrowers in the bottom 60% of earners. Yeah. Because they capped it at $125,000 too, like because there's an income cap too, like the idea that this is like really benefiting the rich is so stupid. Paying for giving shit, they just keep dangling in front of us. Hopefully we're going to vote for their shit libs harder. Why don't people just go to universities they can't afford? That's really that's a funny take from the man 219. I guess you're I don't know, are you signing off from any other country? Is that why? This must be a question coming to us from a chatter from like, I don't know, the UK, where you still need to pay, but much, much less. You're in South Carolina. What the fuck is wrong with you then, dumbass? What universities people can just afford? I got no loans, just good grades. My friend, the idea that like, oh my God. Okay, where do I start? The idea that like every single person, if every single person got A's just like you did and were able to get into get like some kind of scholarship, which by the way, I'm not even going to ask about your rich parents. That's a fun little way to also say, I got no loans, just good grades. You know, that means you probably had some rich parents. Because there is 0%, there's 0% chance that you got an academic scholarship or a fucking full ride to whatever college you went to. Because there are not that many people with that good grades. Okay, so that's number one. And now you're saying, why don't they go to community college? Okay, well, people still go to community college. It still costs money. And also, the job advantages of an associate's degree is not the same. And ultimately, we are literally failing to comprehend the main thing. Going to college is better for a workforce. If you want to fucking defeat the Chinese, okay, or if you want to defeat all these other countries that are coming, that are gunning for American hegemonic power, then maybe we should educate our fucking workforce. It literally creates a more productive and more educated workforce as a good thing, okay? Only in America, though, is there a real fucking issue. Most of the jobs that you look for require a 4-year degree. Oh, just go to community college. Okay, great. You spent more money, and now you only have an associate's degree. Now you have to actually still go to college and get a bachelor. So what are you going to do? Well, you have to pay for it. For a resident, it's $26,000, dude. For a fucking resident. It's still $26,000. Guys, that's public school. Public school in the United States is $26,000 a year. Can you imagine? Times 4. And that's before you, I mean, this is not the entirety. It's just tuition, housing, meals, books, and supplies. It's a rather conservative estimate. That's for residents. For non-residents, it's $46,000 a year. Public school, by the way. So when dumb motherfuckers in the chat say, oh, dude, just get good grades, remember, one, if it's a merit-based scholarship that you got, okay, then that defeats the purpose. If everybody gets good grades, you fucking idiot, that would mean that you're not going to be able to get in for free. And what you should have just said is, I have rich parents, so I don't give a shit about this. And also I'm selfish, so I don't give a shit about it. But also I'm stupid, so I don't give a shit about it. I'm stupid because I think like people should have to pay for higher education when other countries can get away with literally paying you in some instances to go to college. Oh my God. Also, on what planet is books and supplies $12,000? I don't know. Or I mean, at $1,200. I don't know. Two years free at community and 2 at state university for my bachelor's, and I still have $60K debt. This chatter is insane. Yeah. Anyway. Under this veneer of hard work equals success, there's this belief that somebody's got to be poor, not me, though, lol. Yeah. It's just unimaginably fucking stupid to like actively advocate for policies that make your labor force less productive and make your labor force dumber. But here in the United States of America, we do that on a daily basis. And we have some of the most college-loving article heads come on some of the other college-loving article head news broadcasts and talk about how actually this is a really bad idea. I hate it. Like, I don't know what to say about it other than it's just so stupid. It is so counterproductive. It's so fucking dumb. I haven't really talked about this in a while because, like, I don't know. I mean, we got, like, healthcare that's always, like, way more, there's a way more awful and way easier way to understand, like, inequality. Because college creates an other underlying, Laura Loomer is leading her race for Congress. Great for her.
Into a recession to get inflation under control.
But it's also going to mean another bill, significant monthly bill for some folks on top of their higher bills because of inflation right now, right? And you're saying that's a burden the American people have to bear given the other more negative.
Why don't people get a summer job to help pay their student loans? It's not that hard to work during summer when you have a summer semesters off and work for $7.25 an hour to pay a loan that will accrue the equivalent of that time worked in the interest in about a month. Yeah. I don't understand. Why can't you pay for your college and get a house like I did in 1956 for $11 when college education was $10 and that was like basically 2 hours of wage at the soda factory. Okay? And then I'd have a lot of money left over so I could buy a house and a car. So weird, man. I was a soda jerk. Corn Pop would come in back when things were good. Be able to buy a hamburger too.
Negative effects in your analysis?
Yeah, that's sort of the.
What? Those estimations are way over top. Yes, college is expensive, but picking a lucrative major should pay way back more than the debt. Yeah, dude, that's so cool that you said that in your hypothetical. But we live in the fucking real world where that doesn't happen. So that's pretty fun, though. But hey, guess what? A lot of you fucking weirdo STEM lords have also created a system where, like, STEMs are getting cucked too. So that's fun. You know, you motherfuckers learned to code it your way into tech serfdom. So that's cool. That's fun. Get fucked, by the way. You fucking ruined it for yourselves. It's so funny because, like, look, I got STEM lords in the fam. My brother builds satellites, okay? If he didn't have an older brother, he wouldn't even be able to fucking dream of owning a house ever. He went to a good college, got a good education. He works in one of the best fucking places he could work at in the field. He literally builds satellites, okay? He has such little savings after years and years and years of working at Boeing, building fucking spaceships. Okay? And that is on top of me paying off his student loan debt, too. I paid off his student loans already. And even then, he doesn't have any fucking savings by the end of it. Because rent, cost of living. Dude, you're talking to 17-year-old high school kids who are believing the lie that all they need is a STEM degree to make it in life. Yeah, they just don't fucking understand. They literally do not understand that, like, there are the high-paying jobs. You know who the high-paying jobs are going to? Motherfuckers that went to Harvard. Not because they worked really hard. It's because their dad also went to Harvard. Dumbass chatters, I'm literally in finance, and unless they start paying me $200K a year, then yeah, my student loans from grad school will be paid off fast. I've been an accountant for like 8 years. Like, who are these chatters who've never worked or lived in their own life? I mean, look, finance is the one field where you will make money because it's people who are making money for others, okay? Finance is, if you work 80 hours a week, if you're fine working 80 hours a week, 80 plus hours a week, for like the first 5, 6 to 10 years of your career, you will make a lot of money. You will be able to pay off your student loans. You'll be able to do all that. 80 hours a week, Heck W, yes. Especially if you work in investment banking, that what I'm saying is not crazy. Bro, I had dudes working in some of the top banks. I mean, look, I went to Rutgers. I have a lot of finance bro friends. One of my finance bro friends, Chris, is going to be here soon, staying with me for a week. And these motherfuckers were working 80 hours a week in the first 4 to 5, 6 years of their fucking jobs. That's how it is. I would go to New York, and these dudes would show up at 2:30 to the strip club wearing their fucking full suit. I'm like, why are you in a suit right now? It's like, well, I just came from work. I just came to say what up. I'm going to go back home, get like 4 hours of sleep, go back to work at 6.
Catch-22 of this all. We could send everybody another round of checks to pay for their inflation costs, but that would actually make inflation worse. What we need to do now is get inflation under control. One of the easiest ways to do that is to ask people to start paying back the debt they already owe, to start making the principal payments that they already agreed to.
Those are the only motherfuckers that were able to pay off their student loans is what I'm saying. And even then, their lives were shit. Dog, you're so right. I'm a tax accountant at a big firm and work 75 plus hours. This shit is ass. But the new Ray-Bans I've always wanted to look awesome.
And by the way, while not everybody that has student debt is rich, disproportionately, student debt is being held by people that have advanced degrees and pretty good income, and they can bear it a lot more, than everyday Americans that are seeing the cost of their gasoline and clothing go up.
Your analysis points to wealthier households with medical degrees or JDs, their attorneys. I think the cap at $125,000 a year would cut some of those folks out. Not all, but it would cut some of those folks out. But one other thing that I thought was just interesting from what you guys looked at here is that you found that student loan cancellation would not significantly decrease the racial wealth gap. I'm wondering if you could speak to whether you think there is a more targeted approach than what we're hearing is likely to come from the White House that would be more effective.
There absolutely. The issue is debt cancellation might reduce the wage.
What do you mean more targeted? This is already targeted. What more targeted can it be?
Racial wealth gap between two rich doctors,
Bro, that's so funny. Oh my God, he's using liberal terminology. Basing any life decisions on what's considered lucrative by the invisible hand of the market is insane. People in my field making music for entertainment assets can earn as easy as $500K a year, but the vast majority of musicians are starving artists. Would majoring in music be smart or no? It's impossible to say. Dude, these guys only care about black people when they can use like people of color as a talking point against like other working class poor people. It is just the classic reactionary divide and conquer. Is the classic reactionary divide and conquer method. It's so classic. What a fucking classic. Only people who are mad are people who already paid their student loan. Yeah, and I paid mine. I paid my brother's. I still think this should happen. That is so fucking psychotic. You want to know why? Because I'm not a selfish fucking prick. So the real thing you should have said is the only people who are mad are selfish fucking pricks. There is no other instance on the planet where you go, well, I had cancer and I survived, but now that there's a fucking cancer vaccine readily available, I don't think people should have it because they shouldn't be able to they literally should be able to suffer just like I did. That's an insane fucking take. But except when it comes to student loans, people say it all the time. It's so stupid.
Rich black doctor and rich.
You're just moralizing your selfish perspective. If that's the case, you're selfish and you're angry and you're resentful because you had to pay these fucking psychotic loans that you didn't need to pay for, that you just shouldn't have had to pay for. So now you're just mad and you're trying to look for a way to moralize your resentment. Okay, instead of examining why this even happened to you in the first place, you are trying to moralize it. It's no different than a fucking Twitter leftist anarchist being like, I hate Hassan. I can't believe he fucking bought a Gucci shirt. This is the worst thing that's ever happened on the history of the fucking planet to leftist movements. No, you're just angry and resentful, and you're looking for a way to fucking moralize it. It's so stupid. No, it's just jealousy. And you're trying to put a leftist aesthetic to it.
White doctor, but it actually widens the racial wealth gap overall because disproportionately people that hold student debt that went to college are white, and disproportionately people, the 87% of Americans that didn't go to college are disproportionately people of color. So this would actually widen the racial wealth gap overall. A more targeted approach would focus on fixing income-driven repayments, and more importantly, on getting college affordability in the first place. That means pushing colleges to accept more AP credit.
Yeah, this is what their targeted attitude is. Yesterday, I announced that as president, I'll establish a student loan debt forgiveness program for Pell Grant recipients who start a business that operates for 3 years in disadvantaged communities. I just want to die, dude. That's how they're gonna solve it, dude. Motherfucker said AP credits, dude. I just fucking, oh my God.
Credits and transfers from community colleges, more no-frills degrees, cutting out some of their administrative waste. That's what we really need to do, is make college affordable, not send a $10,000 gift to people that already have, in many cases, advanced degrees.
New detail.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
They're dead.
Nina Turner, Sykes Charlie says, go into a room in rural Wisconsin and talk to farmers about student debt. There's a problem with this argument. First of all, wait, farmers in rural Wisconsin, listen, no disrespect to the producers, okay? Agricultural producers, but goddamn, I can't think of a group of people that suck on the government titty harder than fucking farmers, dog. You could not have used a worst example. What have farmers ever made without the government dollar? Are you out of your fucking mind, dude? The fuck do you mean? Oh, go ask the fucking farmers. Suck my cock. We don't need to ask the farmers. That's the funniest fucking take, dude. When Sykes Charlie went to University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee and graduated in 1975, the tuition was $506 per year. Adjusted for inflation, that is just $2,786. That same college now charges $9,610. That's 3.5 times the rate of inflation. That's why student debt is a crisis. Good take by Mike from PA. My family is rural farmers in Wisconsin and got 100K in PPP loans forgiven. We're not even talking about that.
People don't have.
Like farmers straight up. Small farmers are being pushed out by big corporate-owned farms across the nation. Wisconsin's no different. Small farmers are having trouble making ends meet. Say this hypothetical farmer has kids, how do they get to middle class? The fact is this debt doesn't just get paid by the taxpayer. It's already paid for. 1 in 5 Americans holds this debt, meaning this farmer most likely has a spouse, family member, or a friend who holds this debt. So that's also really stupid. But also, lastly, but not leastly, okay, farmers are getting a fuck ton of subsidies from the fucking government. Fuck. What? Not a farmer, but I am from rural Wisconsin. There are political signs everywhere. Instead of cow tipping, people from my school will swap political signs on people's yards. Because we need their food, Hassan. Wait, what? Bitch, I don't have an issue with subsidies. I have an issue with what this fucking dumbass is saying. We also need people to be educated, you fucking dingus. What the fuck kind of take is this? We no live without food. We need corn. We no need education. We live fine without education. Everyone become farmer. Does not matter if you do not live on productive soil. You make productive soil with poop. I mean, that's it. That's what you did. You just did that. I'm making a funny joke about like how fucking pathetic and stupid your take was. But like that is what you said. You said, me no live without food. Corn good. Book bad. No read book. Ooh. American farmers make almost nothing for human consumption. Wait, what? Yes, they do. What are you talking about? They fucking make shit that like the animals eat. Who consumes the animals? What? America is a huge... Farmers get incentives to destroy produce to create artificial scarcity? No. I mean, it's more complicated than that. I guess technically. Most of U.S. corn goes to ethanol is what he means, I think. Guys, America has like, you know, America has a lot of agricultural production. Anyway, so that's not... That's not true. Have you talked about Biden debt cancellation? Brother, like, just what do you think we're talking about, man? Like, literally, while we're in the... oh, my God. Don't forget that student loans, just like mortgage loans, are securitized and traded as debt securities, slab, student loan asset-backed securities. So the push from Wall Street Journal to keep a major source of investment assets available is just par for the course by those ghouls. Your entire local vegetable section actually comes from a hole that goes to China? What level of debt should be canceled? 100? Yes. And also, colleges should be free. Also, in the state of Florida, Charlie Crist, former Republican governor, has defeated Nikki Fried in the Florida gubernatorial Democratic primaries and will face Ron DeSantis in the fall. So old is saying there's no such thing as a free lunch. That's cap. Okay. Canceling student loan debt is a fucking instant.
This episode is
instant W for Joe Brandon, which is why I assume they're not doing it. These Democrats are allergic to doing good things. Because if they do good things, well, that opens them up to getting owned by the Republicans, because Republicans can try and very quickly turn a good thing that the Democratic Party did into somehow a bad thing. Okay? So that's part of the reason why we are experiencing this, I think. Also, let's not forget, there are plenty of donors within the Democratic Party, within the Democratic Party infrastructure, that donate a fuck ton of money to the Democratic Party. That also, of course, very obviously would not benefit from student loan debt relief. So there's that little thing too. And of course, the Democratic Party cares more about the donors. Will Biden not get the same flack for 10K or 50K or even 100%? No, he will get flack regardless. So just do it all. $10K, especially $10K that is like means tested, is the worst possible way to go about it. If you're going to do means testing, do 100%. Okay? Because ultimately, it makes it easier to pick holes in. Yeah, I mean, here, we talked about this last, when it first came out, but Nancy Pelosi's surprise flip on student debt cancellation came after urging from billionaire power couple. Stephen and Mary Swig had circulated a memo against cancellation via an executive order. Care to comprehend what Stephen and Mary Swig do, or do I not even need to do that at this point and you already know? They're major funders of the progressive nonprofits, but have also significantly bankrolled Pelosi and her House Democratic caucus. The couple has in the past directly lobbied Pelosi, fintech. Wasn't disseminated to the general public. No, the president cannot cancel it. Where the fuck was it? What is it? Blah, 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 blah. They do like some shit. I think they do like debt swaps or something. President's response. Political operatives familiar with the Swigs describe often well-meaning couple have donated to worthy causes. A source pointed to the Swigs' own account published in Salon in 2018 on how they ever learned the student debt existed recently after their daughter told them about the plight of an artist friend saddled with crushing debt. It began with a story. It wasn't an unusual one, but it was new to us when we first heard it from our daughter 4 years ago. By the way, they only found out about how shitty student loan debt was in 2018 when not their daughter, but a friend of their daughter described it. But I guess they didn't really find out about it that hard because they're still like, fuck is it? What do they do? I want to. Don't they have like a. Fuck, I'm burning right now. I'm literally on fire. That time of the fucking day again, dude. When it's like insanely hot in this room. It just like becomes 1,000,000 degrees in this room and I start fucking burning up. So I had to crank down the fucking temperature to 67. This is Real Estate Dynasty. No, but they have assets in I think like anyway. Need to chill out. I don't use my AC from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. when I'm in Arizona. They charge us more. I mean, I fucking don't care about that. You're about to have 500 suggestions on how to keep your home cool. Yeah, I know. Immediately. You know who pops off when I say that? HVAC specialists in the chat. HVAC specialists are like, you deserve it. After all your fucking slander, dude. After all your slander on the real troops, the real heroes. Oh, by the way, a former police officer has pleaded guilty in federal court to 1 count of conspiracy related to the killing of Breonna Taylor, admitting that she helped falsify a search warrant and filed a false report after Taylor's death as a part of a cover-up attempt. Former Louisville Metro Police Department officer Kelly Goodlett is the name. She has pleaded guilty to the charge of conspiracy for helping to falsify the search warrant in the deadly no-knock raid that killed Breonna Taylor. There you go. So there's that wonderful thing.